Welcome, everyone, to the Commentary Podcast. I am your host, Pat Brennan. Today on the podcast, we are going to be watching Boogie Nights. It was released in 1997, and it is written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. The film stars Mark Wahlberg, Julianne Moore, Burt Reynolds, Don Cheadle, John C. Reilly, William H. Macy, Heather Graham, Nicole Parker, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. An idealistic porn producer aspires to elevate his craft to an art when he discovers a hot young talent. Joining me for this rewatch of Boogie Nights is the host of the Movie Draft podcast, Ethan Simmie. I will drop all of his info in the episode description, so please give him a follow. Check out his podcast. I was on the Movie Draft podcast, and I actually won the episode I was on. So yeah, go check it out. Go check out the episode that I won. I'll drop all that info in the episode description. So yeah, and now I'm going to be watching the Blu-ray copy I have of Boogie Nights. Unfortunately, it is not available to stream anywhere for free, but you can rent it on Apple and Fandango at home for $4. I say we get things kicked off. We are going to be pressing play on Boogie Nights, and I hope you do as well. In 3, 2, and 1.
Okay.
Hopefully this...
Oh, so exciting. Okay.
Here we go.
Wow. This is thrilling. I will say. This is incredible
This
stuff.
is my first PTA film, I think, on this. I think
Wow,
so.
really? Okay. How exciting.
Kicking it off with
I feel like that's a lot of
a
pressure
good
on
porno.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta set the bar high, you know? I mean, you could argue PTA is best. I'm sure we'll get into this. I'm sure we will talk.
Because I rewatched this yesterday.
Right.
Because I had not seen it in like 10 years. I was like, I need to I can't go in blind. I mean, I could have and been like, oh yeah,
Sure.
I remember this scene. Oh yeah, I remember this scene. But I was like, as I was rewatching, I was like, damn, there's so much like Goodfellas in this movie.
There is.
So
just
much.
It's unreal. We're like 57 seconds in, and you just get slapped with Boogie Nights, but then you get this absolute unbelievable oneer from PTA, who's just like, let's fuck around and just put a camera on a crane.
It's basically like Goodfellas when he goes into like the restaurant. I was like, oh, this is literally just Goodfellas. Like he's just coming into the club.
It's 1,000,000%. Yeah. San Fernando Valley, 1977. Okay. It's
Hey, that's where I live. Nice.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're Boogie Nights adjacent.
I'm Boogie Nights. This is right down the street.
Man.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you said you rewatched this last night. I have not watched this movie for almost 2 years. Last time I saw this, Tuesday, May 30th, 2023.
Oh, damn. Did you look it up on Letterboxd?
I saw a 70mm screening at my local rep theater called the Hollywood Theater.
Oh, shit.
And that was my second time ever seeing this movie. And so this would be my third, even though I feel like I've seen it 100 times. Because I just watch YouTube clips like all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Burt Reynolds.
God. Yeah.
He was supposed to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he died before they filmed the.
Oh.
He was the ranch scene with Bruce Dern.
Okay.
That was supposed to be Burt Reynolds.
Oh boy. Well, that would have been special.
Because I remember when I was like, oh, Burt Reynolds, and then I remember seeing the movie and I was like, wait, where's Burt Reynolds? He wasn't in that movie.
Yeah, like he's not.
And I was
in
like,
this.
oh, he died. I forgot.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
This is
90s John C. Reilly is insane.
Oh, it's so unreal. We get Luis Guzman, who is Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
This is so brilliant to me of like using him as an in to introduce all these characters for which we will inevitably spend the next 2.5 hours getting to know.
Yeah.
I think is incredible. And yeah, it's so good.
He does such a good way of just introducing every character, and they're so like distinct.
Yeah.
Like Roller Girl. What if you just wore fucking like roller skates the whole movie? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I need from her. Roller skates. Like,
I gotta go pee, and she's like, "Well, go then." It's so funny.
Whenever I think of Heather Graham, I just think of Austin Powers, the second one.
Yeah. That's fair. That is fair. My roller girl thing, since we're talking about roller girl, is that I have a tattoo of Roller Girl on my shin. It's like
Oh
almost the
shit.
full length of my like leg up to my knee, basically my ankle to my knee. And I have tricked my children into believing that it is my wife, because they both have
Nice.
blonde hair. My wife actually owns roller skates. I'll stop that story because this part where they lock eyes and it says my
Mhm.
love," and the track behind it, I can't.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be me gushing about this movie for 2.5 hours. That's what we're gonna be doing.
I think that's what I noticed in the rewatch. I was like, oh, he's like really on the nose with the song choices.
He
Like,
really
he
has. He
literally.
really has. And then I think it's interesting
Uh,
too. Like we get the first song change up the first time that we see Little Bill, and
mhm,
basically what we're doing is like changing this energy from a love connection between
mhm.
all of these people, and then you get Little Bill who's like, "What's going on with the shoot tomorrow? Like, we need to talk
Yeah,
logistics," and then it turns business really fast.
immediately.
Do we have a script?
Yeah. I
Jack
love his
Horner.
hairstyle
Oh my
too.
god. See, I just want to be. I want to be Jack for Halloween one year. It's a little off-putting, but I think it would be cool.
Just grow your hair out.
Yeah, I guess I could try. But yeah, I've convinced my kids that it's their mom on my leg. They don't believe me, but they also have never seen Boogie Nights because they're 6 and
Yeah.
4 and 5 years old. No,
Just wait till they're 20 when they watch you. Like, actually, that's the actual
dude.
tattoo.
Here's the thing. It's like when, being the cinephiles that we are, and understanding the importance of movies like Boogie Nights and PTA films and
Hmm.
things like, I was not introduced to important films like that when I was a child. So I don't really have any base of like, you should show your kid Pulp Fiction, right? When they're
Yeah.
14, or like
Mm.
what's the age? I think Boogie Nights is probably on the older side considering how
Yeah.
mature the content is.
Yeah.
I
I
actually
think
I think funnily enough, like Pulp Fiction would be a younger age for me than a Boogie
mhm.
Nights.
I think when I posted that I was watching this the other day, someone responded like, I made my stepdad like rent this and we both watched it when I was 13. Pretty awkward, but also a great time.
Wow,
Like,
unbelievable. I mean, listen to this. You want 5 or 10? If you want me to jack off, it's 10. But if you only want to look at
yeah,
it, it's 5. We
immediately.
are 6 minutes into this film.
It's just like, oh, I guess forgetting with this. I think what I also loved about this movie because Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood.
Yeah.
So like on paper, they're like, oh, it's probably they're like literally just making a porno. Like they're just making porn.
Oh my gosh, Eddie
But it's
Adams from
art.
Torrance. Holy cow. Yeah.
I love how they
I,
both have like he has this red shirt on, and then Mark Wahlberg's undershirt is also red.
Red. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brilliant.
Establish that
Inside
connection.
Amber and Amanda's right. uh,
It's
I
so
really
funny.
like
Like,
it. No, you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I watched Flight Risk like last week.
Okay.
Now I'm
Okay.
watching-
Wow. There's the full dichotomy. That's unreal.
and you're like, oh, Mark, oh, Marky Mark.
Mark, how we have fallen. I know. I haven't seen Flight Risk, but how old are you? I'm 17.
That's when I was like,
17-year-old piece of gold. It's tough, but like, think about
different
this.
time.
I think it's pretty phenomenal. Like, Boogie Nights comes out in
Mhm.
'97. Licorice Pizza comes out in 22,
20,
22,
22,
21.
21. Yeah.
It's the same idea. Like,
Hmm.
it's the same idea of
Same like
like,
premise. Yeah.
how do these mature relationships form us when we might be too young
Hmm.
to understand them? And this is obviously the construct of Hollywood and stardom and fame and porn, and Licorice Pizza more so like a true San Fernando like Valley real life situation. This
Hmm.
is a little bit drawn out from that. Um, I think Little Bill gets another ticket here, which I think is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
does.
has
You
another
kind of like
parking
just see it
ticket.
like in the
And the
distance. Yeah.
background, he's like, no, not another one.
He just like goes, ah, fuck off.
Yeah. Like he's like
Oh,
so
Bill.
far almost off
It's so
screen,
far
and he's
away.
freaking out at his car.
Yeah. Because like the first time you watch it, you could be looking to the left and not even noticing
Yeah,
what
not
he's
even seeing
doing
it.
on the right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We got to start asking real questions. I know we have a long time to go, but Julianne Moore. We're going to come back to this question, I would assume. Is is this the hottest she's ever been?
You know, It might be because when I was watching this, I was just like, damn.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I could hear the argument for some other things, but I will say
Maybe Big
in
Lebowski, maybe.
yes, Big Lebowski. I could hear the argument for that. In the world in which we are set, obviously like just a pretty horny world, and so it's like,
Hmm.
oh wow, gorgeous woman.
Hmm.
Also, like the mother aspect, right? Like you can't
Yeah.
go unnoticed of like how PTA latches onto this idea of her as a surrogate mother to so many people.
Hmm.
Also, sexually, like that's the
Yeah.
point of this,
That's
which
the whole point of it. Yeah.
I think kind of makes her hotter. I don't know. What are you gonna do? And
It's like
the red
that.
dress.
It's the 17-year-old, the 18-year-old's fantasy.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, it's like if you did a double feature with this and Licorice Pizza, you're like, damn,
Mm,
PTA
yeah.
must have been a horny guy when he was younger.
God. PT, I think like Mickey 17 just came out. We're talking about Bong Joon-ho a lot. I think like PTA really also in that echelon of like every movie kind of about the same thing. Like Bong Joon-ho does,
Hmm.
right? He's like always talking about the class system. He's always talking about the power of the people and immigration. Like
Hmm.
it PTA always talking about interpersonal relationships that are ultimately formed around a sexual, if not lustful bond.
Hmm.
Phantom Thread, Punch Drunk Love. It's all under
Yeah.
this same umbrella. It's like that is PTA's thing.
Hmm. What I loved in these, it's the three intros, like when Burt
Hmm.
Reynolds and Julianne Moore came in, like they had like spotlights on them, like they were the stars,
Hmm.
like this is the royalty. And then as he gets here, the lighting slowly gets a little like not as bright, obviously. And
Yeah.
then when you get to Mark Wahlberg's house, it's like pretty much dark when he walks in.
What the fuck are you doing? This is so funny. Can you close the door?
Or please.
This might
Like
be
this is
the
a lot of
best William
people's,
H. Macy has ever been.
yeah. This and Fargo, and they were right back to
Yeah.
back.
It's,
It's
it's
like,
unreal.
I feel
Get
like this is a
out.
lot of people's Twitter profile photos. Is William H Macy right
Oh,
here?
yeah. I might have to change mine after this. I think is where we're headed. Yeah, it is super smart
Like,
because, like, yeah, you're mentioning he's entering his home
yeah,
in darkness.
yeah. And then we bring the camera down below, like you're looking up at him, like this is the
Hmm.
future star. When he goes into his room and you just pan around the room. But yeah, like
And
how like it's a lot darker in here now.
if I'm not mistaken, this is the same jazz track that Jack put on in his home, right, on vinyl, and it persists
Hmm.
throughout all of these people,
Hmm.
all of their introductions, which I think is fascinating, right? His overarching power, I guess, over all of these
Hmm.
people's lives.
Yeah. There's a lot of Tarantino. This is like
Oh
what
my God,
Tarantino had only made
the
like.
first time you see the outline of his dick is unreal.
Yeah.
So nuts.
It's like, bro,
Yeah,
it's gotta
it is very
be.
very Tarantino coded for sure.
It's like because watching it and I was just like, wow, I forgot how much violence is like in this movie. Like it's very
Dude,
violent.
this movie is like pretty hardcore, yeah.
Yeah, and this Tarantino had only made Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and Jackie Brown. I think came out the
When this had
same
come out.
year. Yeah, I think Jackie Brown came out the same year.
Wow. I this part when the first time you see Boogie Nights, you're like, what is happening? Like you're kind of
Yeah,
just taken aback,
yeah,
especially at this part right now. Like he's in his very small underwear and he's like doing
hmm,
kickboxing in the mirror. Now I watch this movie and I'm like, he's a motherfucking star, and
yeah. He's the
he
new
knows what he
star.
has.
He turned the light on and he became he's the new
Yeah.
star.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
The grilled sausage. I mean, even this, right? Like that's pulp. That intro, the
Hmm.
coffee pour. I think this is where where he gets in the argument with his parents.
Yeah. Well, the dad doesn't like ever say anything. He just is just like stands there.
Yeah.
And this is all you need. It's just like you get everything from his family home right here.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Dad's just checked out, probably just does like a 9 to 5 desk job and just sits there.
Oh yeah.
And look, it's like because this
It,
family like represents like the
yep.
very conservative household.
Yep.
Like the dad trying to kiss her there, and she's like, "Oh, stop!" Like
You
that.
scratch my
Like, yeah.
face. Oh my god.
Because in this, yeah, the '70s huge porn boom.
Mm-hmm.
A
I mean,
counterculture move.
which I think is fascinating as this movie goes on. Obviously, like we kind of glimpse outside of that, and we see like this ultimately led to the VHS industry and like
Hmm.
and changed movies forever. So like again, PTA's fascination with cinema and like
Yeah.
it's power, staying power over everything.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's like the
totally.
entire second act is like the transition from
Yeah,
film to video.
from 79 to 80 and
Yeah.
how quickly generations change. And I think in
Hmm.
like especially in like a centralized American culture, how quickly
Hmm.
change can take hold, which I think is really interesting.
Hmm. Oh, Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a good job. Just each
This is
character
so
essentially
funny.
gets like their own scene, and you're just like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I got everything I
You're like, I
needed.
totally know who you are. Yeah.
Because it's just like his character is like, yeah, he's an actor, he does porn, but he really just wants to open up a stereo shop. That's really all he wants to do. Like,
My guy just has dreams, you know? He
yeah.
just, he just wants to accomplish the American dream by any means.
I always remember this. His boss is in an Entourage episode, and he gets high with Vinny Chase.
Oh my God, seriously? That's sick. Oh my gosh. Test drive.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
does such a
God.
good job of like shooting the valley.
Yeah.
I can say that because I'm a valley bro
Yeah, I
now.
was gonna say you're like, I can't say shit. I can't talk about any of this. I'm not allowed. Yeah, I'm not a
I
valley
think the
guy. Yeah.
licorice pizza store is only like a mile from me. It's like right down the street. Still haven't been though.
Pearls of your belly.
Like,
Gosh. Makes you want to get freaky deaky.
mm, an 8-track tape.
Oh my God. It's like the tie that's like also a bandana.
Yeah, it has like the bull pin on
The
it.
bull in the
Like,
middle, yeah.
like you know, like in the right, like when he's writing this, he's like, "What if I just made him just like in love with country?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Don Cheadle's been in a lot of shit, man. A lot of shit.
Yeah, man. What
Constantly
are
working.
let's look. Yeah, I want to see what Don Cheadle's been in recently. This is a good question.
And I feel like now he's just most known for the Kevin Hart being like, "Damn," he just
Oh,
goes,
exactly. Damn. Yeah,
"You're
that
old.
is
Damn.
so funny.
How old are you again?" I'm 60. I'm damn. This
What's
guy in
that?
the front right here, this guy in the front with here in the yellow shirt, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah.
sure he's in Abbott Elementary. He's like one of the
Wow.
guests.
No
He's
way.
like the head of the PTA now.
God,
I
poor
think because
guy.
when I saw that, I was like, wait, is that
How
what's
far
his
we
face?
come?
I gotta look it up now.
I think the like what I was talking about with Julianne Moore and like this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every teenager's dream. It's the same thing with Roller Girl. Like she's in high
Mm-hmm.
school and she is a sex symbol. She's a sex icon,
Yeah.
and it is every young boy's dream. Exactly, like right here.
Yeah. And
This
then
kid
obviously
gets the
he,
overacting award. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
we'll see him later.
Yeah, yes, we will.
Yeah, she's because she basically is the high school dropout, like Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg's character.
and there's so many stereotypes put into this movie that it's really just a movie about breaking stereotypes, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
17-year-old kid from Torrance, he can be a Hollywood star. Like high school dropout, she can be a Hollywood star. Lady that is addicted to drugs and sex and misses her kid, she can be a Hollywood star.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of Hollywood stars now that are younger, like they didn't go to college, right out of high
Right, yeah.
school, like right into it, and they had probably already been in it.
Yeah, LeBron James that shit.
I gotta figure
This
out
is
if this
so
guy was in
funny.
it. My entire podcast lies on this if I'm telling a lie or not right
I
now.
was gonna say, yeah, you're gonna lose all your accreditation here, all your credibility real fast.
Zach Fox, that's him. Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
Your
Oh
cock
no, I
is
think I'm
so
wrong.
beautiful. Wow.
I have lied.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God, Pat. How could you?
Well, it was good knowing. I'll sign off.
Yeah, this was a fun episode. Great. I guess we'll have to end early here. 18 minutes.
Just a nice 18-minute pod.
I was Don Cheadle. Go back to Don Cheadle. What the fuck is going on with Armor Wars? Are we ever getting that show, man?
I don't know. I think
It was announced like years ago, right?
yeah, I was pre like Endgame. I was like so into Marvel. Like those
Yeah, dude. I
movies.
was hyped for. I was
I
hyped
was
for
like,
Armor Wars.
I didn't want to like any spoilers. Like I didn't care in this. Now I'm just like, dude, I feel like it's just like homework now. I'm just watching
is.
like
Mm-hmm.
like even watching the new Captain America. Like
You just gotta watch it.
if you didn't even see, I guess the Falcon and Winter Soldier, you would have like no idea what's going on. Like I'd be like, wait,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Like, but
Look.
yeah, I
I'm
could see
holding out
them
a little bit
scrapping
of
it.
hope for Thunderbolts. Honestly,
Yeah, it does look pretty good.
the roller skates. And this is so
Yeah.
Goodfellas too, right here. Like I mean,
Mhm.
it's literally we're going through the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's interesting that there's like Roller Girl is like acting as a liaison.
Yeah, I feel like this to me when I was rewatching it, I was like, this was his audition part of it right here.
Totally.
Yeah. And then the real audition is coming up just when he just watches them have sex on the couch in front of him.
It's that is yeah, that is sick.
I wonder what the backlash was when this. I'm sure there
Yeah.
was backlash when this movie came out.
There had to be. I'm curious. I'm gonna look up as we do this here.
Because I have the Blu-ray and PTA has a commentary on it. I haven't listened to it. I wonder if he like talks about it.
I would love to listen to that. I need to listen to that.
And then there's
Okay.
one with the whole cast, and I'm like, this is what I love about physical media. Like, give me like 5
Yeah.
commentaries.
God,
Like,
it's sick. So cool. Well, I'm going really far.
This is what
Do
we're doing.
you remember me from a couple hours ago? She fucking sucked his cock.
yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that.
Which I think is, but I think that's so fucking funny from PTA
Yeah.
because like it does show that Eddie Adams from Torrance is like, he's just getting jacked off all the time. Like he literally might not remember her.
Yeah.
Pete, again, so Tarantino coded right now in the diner.
In the diner, yeah. This movie's a blend of Tarantino and Scorsese with the PTA look.
It's probably as close as PTA gets to that.
Yeah,
I think.
because he's a very versatile director. When like you said, he has a lot of the same themes, but going from this and then you watch like There'll Be Blood, you're like, that's the same director. Like,
Well, so here's the thing. I've never seen There Will Be Blood. That's my one big PTA blind spot.
I have a feeling when you watch that, it might be your favorite PTA film.
I'm worried that it will, and that's the problem. That's why I haven't watched it yet, because I can't afford that.
Oh,
I think this is the
little push to her.
This
right
is
there.
the most gorgeous Julianne has ever
then
been,
push
and
to
the push
him.
to him. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
That's the connection.
that ability to block that and basically tell us like, these are your people. Like watch this, watch what happens.
Because that scene, like you would think Roller Girl would be his girl,
100%,
and then he just pushes Roller Girl out of the frame.
Well, I think it's interesting the way that he seats them. You think that this would be, at least I think this would be Jack and Eddie. Like this is their love connection. We saw them lock eyes in the club, in the Boogie Nights club, and like this, they have the draw. One of them has star power, and the other one wants star power. But that's not the case.
And then right here too, he starts talking about how like the story, like he's all about the story, and as soon as he starts talking about it, the camera just starts to push over to Mark Wahlberg being because right here sucks him, and then he moves it, and he goes basically to where Wahlberg's sitting, being like, "You're the star now."
Spurt out the joy juice. This movie's really fun to watch if you're like slightly immature, like it's like it is PTA just trying to be really, really fucking funny with sex.
Because I don't think I saw this till I was like maybe 23 or 24.
Yeah.
If I had seen this when I was 17, I'd have been like,
hilarious.
This is my faurite movie of all time.
This is my favorite movie ever. Exactly. Yeah.
And I would tell everybody, have you seen Boogie Nights?
Have you guys heard about this movie? It's a movie about sex.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want a Fresca? God. Hey, oh my God.
Fresca.
And I think too, it's really, really funny the way that Roller Girl pops up as if to like just like continually have that visual thematic callback of like going down on somebody or like being
Yeah.
hidden from view because of your
Mm-hmm.
actions. Like, oh God, the first time they
Mm-hmm.
kiss.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I think that moment right there opens Eddie's eyes to like, oh, this is a safe space where everybody loves everybody. And
Yeah.
I can feel wanted and I can feel loved,
Mm-hmm.
even if the cost is like pretty steep.
Yeah. Even though I'm gonna get addicted to cocaine,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Oh my God.
And I love how they're having this entire conversation about like what he wants. Like, do you really want to do this? And then the auditions in between them, she's just sitting in between them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have sex. Oh yeah. She's
Oh yeah,
really
you bet your ass
foxy.
she is. But I love that. It's like he's so like innocent. Like she's really
Yeah.
foxy. Like he
Yeah,
says
totally. He
foxy.
has a totally different lingo than Jack
And then
does.
as soon as Act Two hits, which when he's like the cool guy, like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knows
yeah.
everything. Yeah. Wahlberg is really good in
I
this
mean,
movie.
he's unbelievable in this movie. If you are Eddie, okay, put yourself in Eddie's shoes here. You're fucking Roller Girl, right? Like you're doing this in front of
Yeah.
Jack. You're not saying no.
Yeah.
I listen to this
I
song
mean,
all the time in the car with my children, and I think it's very funny. They have no idea what it is.
that's what I was talking about. Like, yeah, it's like so on the nose with the music choices.
Yeah, and don't fucking come on me aiming at her tits, Eddie.
Yeah.
And he just sucks down his little cigar. Oh
Like
my God! And the way the camera
brand new pair
pushes
of
on
roller
Jack.
skates. Yeah.
That is so interesting that we
And you
see her. We see her go full nude. We see her climb on top. That's what we are like
Mhm.
sold in this movie. That's what the real perverts, the real freaks, you and I, the psychopaths, we want to see hot people
Mhm.
having sex.
Yeah.
And that is not what PTA wants. PTA wants you
No,
to understand
like that's not the point.
control and the power in the relationships
Yeah.
from coming specifically from Jack.
And then you fade to just so
Yeah,
cold,
oh my God, he
so
crossfades to
blue.
this, so blue, so dark, so the opposite of a warm,
Mhm.
inviting sexual home.
All you need is just a cross behind her on the
Oh
wall.
my, I know. Oh my God.
That probably would have been way too on the nose, but
Yeah, he was probably like that. That's one step too far.
a little too much.
um,
But if you look at her too, like the way she's like, they're so conservative about like probably sex in general, but like she's
mhm.
drinking right now. She's
Right,
drunk right
exactly.
now. So she's essentially a hypocrite.
Yeah, a movie about saying one thing and doing another.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
And
because
this,
interesting, like the dad not saying anything,
and what we
just
talked about earlier
listening.
with Roller Girl being like this dream high school dropout, and she throws that in his face. You can't even finish high school. This
Yeah,
complete juxtaposition of what's doable and possible in life because of what you've
yeah.
accomplished.
Because Burt Reynolds is like, you don't need to go to high school, man.
Yeah,
Like you can be a star right now.
yeah. Why would you go to school? Why would you waste your time?
Yeah,
God, Mark Wahlberg's so fucking good in the scene. The way he like touches
yeah,
his eye to cry.
yeah. He's really good in this
Get
scene.
out of
That's
here.
why when I was like, I watched Flight Risk last
Mhm.
week, and then watching this, I'm like, damn,
I
how
think
far we have fallen.
I, I think that moment in particular that we just got a second ago of like this kind of not really a whip pan, but like kind of a pan around to see his
Hmm.
dad sitting there on the bed is very Magnolia. Like that
Hmm.
to me is like I'm gonna use 3 seconds to tell you what an absolute fucking loser this person is over their own
Yeah,
life.
this to me was his best scene in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, easily, easily. Wow. Don't be mean.
He pushes her
Up
against
against
that
that.
cot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this licorice
Oh,
pizza
look at
right here,
that.
right? Like the
Look at that
snap zoom on the
70s
house.
zoom.
The snap zoom on the
I
house. We
love me a
get that
good.
in.
Look at that. The door closes to his old
The
and then
door
opens
opens.
to his new.
This
Amazing.
movie's so perfect. Oh my gosh. You
I
can
love
tell
a
it's
good.
been a while
I
since
love a
I've
good
seen this movie.
70s. I love a good 70s zoom from just so far
Yeah.
away. Like we need more of that.
Yeah, we do. We need that.
Yeah,
I
I
think
love
it's
that. The
I
door
think it's a
closing and then him
shame
opening it.
because we get zooms like that sometimes in movies, and every time we get that in a new movie, I'm just like, holy shit, we're back. But then
Hmm.
usually the general discourse is like, why are we doing that? Was weird. Why are we doing that? And it's like,
Yeah.
guys, no, this is the way it
Doesn't
should
matter
be.
because it looks fucking cool.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. And then look, he purposely did that. Zoomed in, closed
Yep.
it, opened.
Yep. Fukashi's face, right? So Boogie Nights gets nominated for 3 Oscars. Let me ask you a question here. Reed Rothschild. Fuck. Okay. If Boogie Nights comes out now, does it get more or less than 3 Oscar nominations?
More.
More? Do you think more?
I think it gets more, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. You think
Because this
Mark
came
Wahlberg gets
out
nominated?
Titanic year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Wahlberg gets nominated because I know Julianne Moore and Burt
Burt
Reynolds were
Reynolds got
nominated.
nominated, yeah.
And then he got a screenplay
But
nom.
I think that's really interesting. Yeah. So he
I
gets
think
screenplay nom.
this gets a Best Picture nom, I think.
Yeah.
If he gets a screenplay nom, this gets probably a
Gets
Best Picture nom.
best picture.
Yeah.
I wonder if this wouldn't get an editing nom as well. I'm really
Might.
interested.
I also love how he does it. It's like kind of like he overexposes it to makes it more of like a dreamlike,
Yeah.
a fantasy, as in like, oh, this is a whole new world now. This is a
Exactly.
dream world for a 17, 18-year-old.
Yeah. Life doesn't get better. Like he has officially left his life behind, right? That was
Mm-hmm.
it felt like our first act kind of junction where we
Mm-hmm.
move forward. So Burt Reynolds gets nominated Best Supporting, Julianne Moore nominated Best Supporting, and then you said Screenplay. I think that's really interesting. And again, I don't know the connotations around like pop culture at that time. I don't know what the reception was. Like, I would love to know more about that as a guy who loves this movie so
Mm-hmm.
much. But like, I think it's really interesting that they did not nominate Mark Wahlberg for leading role. I think that says a lot about
Yeah, I'm gonna
what
see what the
Hollywood and the Academy got out of this movie.
because how many PTA is he's been nominated for 11 Oscars. It's a lot of Oscars.
And hasn't won a damn one.
Is it 101? No.
Also, back obviously pre 2010, 2011, when there were only 5 Best Picture nominees.
Mm-hmm. That's why this would definitely get in. If it was
It would
just
definitely
today,
get in.
100% gets in as a Best Picture nom. And then if he gets an editing nom, that's when you know it's somewhat in play for a Best Picture.
Right, it's the real deal.
And
Gosh, that's an
he probably would
interesting
get a
question.
director nom. I think it's because at
You
that
think
time
so?
in Hollywood Oscars, it was like you need to pay your dues. You're still young because he was only 27.
When he
So in
made
their
Boogie Nights, he
minds,
was 27.
yeah, they're
Fuck
in their
off.
minds, they're like, here's a
We
screenplay
can't
nom.
do this to this guy. Yeah,
Go, yeah, here's a screenplay nom. Good for you. Burt Reynolds is the best part of your movie, is what they'll say. Like,
yeah. Do you have any coke at this party?
a little foreshadowing. I wonder what's gonna happen to
Oh,
her.
that's nuts. 3 nominations: Licorice Pizza, 2 Phantom Thread, 1 for Inherent Vice, which I haven't seen. 3 for There Will Be Blood, 1 for um, Magnolia, and then we get 3 for
This
Boogie
one,
Nights.
yeah. So let me see the 1998 Oscars.
But I guess like under PTA, right? Boogie Nights is only 1 nomination because he's
Yeah.
the only one associated with that.
Titanic, As Good as
Who
It
has
Gets,
never
The
won?
Full Monty, Good Will Hunting, and LA Confidential were the Best Picture nominees.
Yeah, Boogie Nights
This should
definitely
be
gets it
in.
now.
This should be in over The Full Monty. Full Monty's a good movie, but
Yeah, I haven't seen the
not
full money.
not Best Picture.
Yeah, Chocolate Love, and we're like back to this consistent oneer on a handheld, which I think is really
It's
interesting.
like yeah,
It's kind of
it's like
rough.
that same
Like
scene
it's kind of
opening
grimy.
again. It's like you're kind of redoing the opening scene again because now he's like
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah. Now we're part of it. Now we're kind of seeing it in a little bit of a different light. We're outside. We're at a pool.
Mhm.
People are dressed more scantily. Important to
Mhm.
note.
Because they're
Julianne
in.
Moore's unreal here in the tube top. Jesus.
I wonder what Julianne Moore's first role was.
Mm. That's the question.
Julianne Moore. She's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Julianne Moore. Like her Still Alice win is like a good
Mhm.
job on your career.
Right, 100%.
Like-
Yeah, and I haven't seen Still Alice, so like I can't. Yeah, let's one
let's
Oscar.
see.
Oh yeah,
She's
The Room Next
been-
Door, tough.
1984 is her first TV role.
1997.
Oh yeah, I forgot she's in. I always forget she's in The Lost World.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Same here.
1997. She goes The Myth of Fingerprints, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, Boogie Nights, Chicago Cab. I don't know what that is. And then she makes Big Lebowski in '98.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably
All
what
the
got
Wine, Dig
her.
That Girl. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, so good.
Because she got the Oscar nom, and it's like, okay, then she does Big Lebowski after Magnolia, and then you're like, okay,
Yeah, Magnolia '99.
I know who this person is.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Where's Todd Haynes at? I gotta work with him now."
She's like, PTA is not getting me those knobs. I gotta go. I gotta go find somebody that will. Yeah, totally. And then she's in like
arguably,
quite honestly, just a bunch of like.
Be, what's that?
She's kind of in a bunch of stuff that ultimately fades into obscurity, which I think is odd. Full flip. John C. Reilly is fucking lights out.
I know. Her best performance might be Todd Haynes is Safe, honestly.
Okay. I haven't seen it.
It's in the Criterion Collection. That one might be out of print. It's kind of hard to find.
Okay.
I have it, but like I never see it in store.
Yeah.
I'm sure I always say that. I'm sure you can just buy it on their website. But it's not as fun.
Yeah. I mean, she's unreal in May December. Like, let's be honest. I actually think she's really good in Sherper, a 2023 straight to Apple TV Plus A24 movie that nobody fucking saw.
I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen that.
If you like her in this movie, I will just say that Sharper includes some gosh, how do we put it? Hot mom content. We'll just say that. Okay. Which I think is worth watching the film alone for. So if that's your thing, you should watch Sharper, yeah. Okay, this shot right here. This shot right here, the zoom of her on the couch. Is there a Maggie here? And this is, I think, really the first true heartbreaking moment of the movie. Is there a Maggie here? We see her on the phone earlier in the movie. We know she's trying to reach her son. And she doesn't get to right now. Like, that's heartbreaking.
Don Cheadle did a weird thing. He just, like, stared at the phone there the whole time. Like, that's all he did. He just stared at it.
Yeah. Don Cheadle wearing red. This right here. What a lonely boy. Fucking A, PTA. Come on.
He's really on the... Like, that's what I was saying. He's so on the nose. And, like,
really
this
is.
shot right here, Wahlberg looks like such a little kid. Like,
yeah,
the way
he does.
he just...
He looks like a
jumping
child.
off the diving board. Yeah. I was, like, trying to see...
yeah.
I was like, there's got to be a vinyl of this. It's out of print. It's like $400 now. I was like,
oh, God
damn, the vinyl must fucking
That's crazy. Well, I think Criterion had it. This is so funny. This is hilarious. Where William H. Macy flubs his line, which I think is hilarious, and PTA keeps it.
That's when he's talking to the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching.
Everybody's wearing sunglasses too, but he's not.
Yeah. It's literally like the living meme of like, I'm wearing sunglasses, you can't tell where I'm looking, and you're like 4 inches away from someone's boobs. Wow.
But I think most of his entire scenes are just him catching his wife sleeping with someone else.
Okay, but isn't that incredibly tragic and heartbreaking? Because those are the only scenes we see, and then he fucking kills himself. Like,
and he kills himself and kills her.
That was enough. That was enough to set him off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like where he flubs his line.
Yeah, he flubs the line. I love it. And they start talking business too, while like this is between them.
Between them, exactly.
Yeah.
It's always about what and who is between people.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like visually, obviously, and otherwise.
Yeah, going from Fargo to this, like, damn, William H. Macy's fucking great.
Dude, what
One of the best.
Unbelievable jump scare when he showed up in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and he was like, I'm just hanging out in my library.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my guy. Tough beat. He also is in Air Force One, which I recently watched.
I love Air Force One.
Pretty sick. I was like, man, this really falls into
Gary Oldman's the bad guy. Gary Oldman's the bad guy.
Air Force One really falls into the lineage and the canon of like William H. Macy dying because he just kind of doesn't get enough respect. Mm-hmm. It's like, that goes.
And he just like kind of dies. Like he's like, let's go. And they just like, get shot at the end. You're like, that sucks.
It does. Yeah.
This is the same year as this, 97, though.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think I missed the line. Damn, I was too busy thinking about it. First one.
I love how that guy's gonna go watch now too.
Oh my gosh, the Colonel,
Oh,
who turns out to be probably, I mean,
pedophile.
definitely the most pervy of all the people.
Yeah, because he's
He's
basically a
just
pedophile, right?
dead in his own. Again, like this is very Tarantino coded, where it's just like,
Hmm.
oh fuck, someone OD'd on cocaine, and now we're just gonna have to deal with this. This is super like the wolf coded, right? Like the wolf comes in,
Hmm.
thieves the car. This is kind of what this idea is, at least for me.
Hmm. Twice in 2 days.
What do you think?
What do you think?
This too, like this really reminds me of Eyes Wide Shut. We get that kind of
Hmm.
like introduction where Tom Cruise goes upstairs to help someone recover from an OD. This obviously much more brutal and like visually gruesome, but it is
Hmm.
in this lineage of like great directors using cocaine and people ODing to like really just
Yeah,
fuck around and create. And this is our
and it's
introduction to Philip Seymour
interesting.
Hoffman.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
and even that's her like ODing too. It's like you never see her again. It's just
Yeah,
next one up. It's
yeah, yeah.
like who's the next girl up? It doesn't
Who's yeah?
matter
When's it gonna happen again?
because
Again,
then
then the
that's the
needle
whole. That's like,
drops. Oh
and
my
that's what happens
god.
to Mark Wahlberg. It's just who's the next guy, next
Yep.
one up.
Yeah, yeah. Next in line.
And
Oh
then
my
it's the
god.
right on him. Oh,
But
Phil.
this really cements that thematic idea of like he is the star. Everybody
Hmm.
wants some of what he has,
Oh
even
yeah.
if we haven't been shown the true star power of what Eddie has yet. He's not even Dirk Diggler yet, right? He's still Eddie.
Hmm.
He has this unbelievable aura and power that draws people into him, and that's how he got found. That is how Jack
Hmm.
found him. That is why everybody wants to be around him. That's why PSH wants to be around him, wants to kiss him.
He wants to be with him.
I'm such a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have the close up on him when he does that
Yeah.
too.
What
Oh,
is
Phil.
I know we're going through kind of people's filmography here. What is
Because
PSH
then
up
Phil, he was in Lebowski right after. Had just done Twisters, I think.
Scotty J. All right, let's look at this. Oh, pizzazz.
Do you think this was Harvey Weinstein?
Oh, it's got, I wonder what PTA knew. You know, I wonder.
Yeah, because he makes him essentially like the guy with the underage girls, right?
Yeah.
So,
So he's in Heart Eight, obviously, which is like kind of the
mhm.
not the short, but like what Boogie Nights is essentially in conversation with. He makes
Yeah.
Heart Eight in '96. He makes Twister in '96. The Spin Zone. He makes Boogie Nights in '97. You're right. He does Big Lebowski in '98. He goes on to do Happiness, Todd Solondz in 1998 as well.
Mm.
Patch Adams in '98, tough break, but
No, Patch Adams. The Robin
Magnolia.
Williams.
Magnolia in '99, Talented Mr. Ripley in '99, Almost Famous in
Mhm.
2000, Punch Drunk Love in '02. Holy fuck,
Then he
man.
went on. Then he went on the tear, and they're like, okay,
This guy's a real
this
deal.
guy's a good actor. Yeah.
Best part of Along Came Polly in 2004.
Oh, that
Mission
might be.
Impossible 3, the most underrated villain in the whole Mission Impossible franchise.
Along Came Polly might still be my favorite role of his because that's like
So funny, man.
just from the basketball scenes
Yeah, yeah,
alone.
yeah. It's
Like,
so unbelievable. Yeah, he's lights out.
even John C. Reilly, like in the '90s, like I mean, they
People
both. This is a little
people are
Perfect
going on
Storm.
tears.
They went on to be in the Perfect Storm like the next
Hmm.
year together. Like
But I
John
think a
C.
lot of it
Reilly
is too
started
like
out as like a not like a comedic actor. Like he was a serious actor.
yeah, yeah. But the late '90s change everything because you have people like PTA, Tarantino coming in, being young, being
Fincher.
like this is how we're doing things now, and giving
Hmm.
all these people their breaks.
Yeah. Even like Fincher too. Like they're going
Yeah,
against the studio norm.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep
There's
going.
actually a book.
Oh,
There's a
there's a
book that
book.
came out it's about like I think PTA Tarantino and Fincher and like a couple other directors. It's just like these guys like followed them on set, and basically it was basically them being like they're against the studio, like how the studio operates,
Oh,
like
that's
telling them
cool.
what to
Yeah.
do. I can't remember the name of the book. I always used to see it in like Barnes and Noble, but I never bought it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
Hey, should have bought it. Should have bought it. So that sounds like
I'm
a
gonna find
really
it now.
good book, and that sounds like a thing that just wouldn't happen now, right? If you go against the
Yeah.
studio system, you're fucked. Right here,
Let's
Dirk Diggler.
see. Dirk
That cut
Diggler.
again, like you said earlier, this idea of like overexposure, dreamlike state. Now that we're in this
And
in this world, and that
when he said
cut to
like
something that is
sign,
totally not real.
and when he said there's gonna be a sign, the camera went like this. The camera just
Yeah,
went up, like it was like a sign, like he's gonna look up at the
it
sign
was
now.
there. Yeah. Okay, so PSH Mission Impossible 3 and '06. Again, I state Owen Davian, the most underrated villain in the Mission Impossible franchise. He does Before the Devil Knows You're Dead with Sidney Lumet in '07, Charlie Wilson's War in '07 as well, a Mike Nichols film. He goes on to do Synecdoche, New York, with Charlie Kaufman.
Oh, there it is.
The
It's
year
called
after that.
Rebels on the Backlot. I have found it.
Oh, Rebels on the Backlot. Okay, I'm gonna buy it. Can you buy it?
I'm pretty sure. Let's see. It's about Tarantino, PTA, Fincher, Soderbergh, Spike Jonze, and David O. Russell. I don't really care for David O. Russell, but I'll read it for the other
I'll watch it for the read it for the other ones. Totally fair.
That's the last chapter, and I'll stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman in the 2000s, like, whew.
It's unreal because so he does Synecdoche in New York. He goes on to do Doubt in '08, which I think he was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, because he won for Capote 05. He won that.
Doubt, good movie. I think it's a good movie. People are too harsh.
That's a good movie, yeah.
He
I
makes
think it's a good
he
movie.
makes Jack Goes Boating in '10. His directorial debut kind of fell flat. The Ides of March, Moneyball, The Master. Then he gets wrapped up in the Hunger Games.
Moneyball.
And
That's it.
You know, of course, unfortunately, passes away. But like, holy fuck! Like, what an absolutely unreal like 15-year run.
Watching the guy in Twister, Dusty, to go on to be Academy Award winner.
Yeah, good for
even
good
this.
for our
Like
guy.
someone watching this in '97, being like,
yeah,
who would have thought the guy behind you to become one of the most like famous actors and one of the best actors?
yeah. There's just no way. There's no way you watch this and you're like, yeah, he's gonna be one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, there's no way.
But I agree that opening scene of Mission Impossible 3, that's the real fucking deal.
So fucking believable, dude. People sleep
that's
on
how
that.
you open a fucking movie.
Look, I will put a little bit of a shameless plug here that I do plan to rewatch and review all of the Mission Impossible movies on my YouTube channel. Movies Are So Back, leading up to Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, coming out in May. I'm really excited for it. Like, Mission Impossible 3 has its problems, but that opening is on par with just the best that you can ever get. You are thrown right into,
Oh yeah,
holy shit, Ethan Hunt's gonna die.
Right away. This is the opening scene.
Right away.
Cut right to the music. You're like, all right, let's go.
He's so the way he's biting his pen
I
as he
know.
holds it on the clipboard.
Just like he's trying to be like, he's so turned on by him.
He is so turned exactly.
Yeah.
Look, and the way that he smiles and he grins at him from behind, he is so in love with Dirk at this point in time. I guess we should make the changeover. And this is interesting too because so we're 47 minutes into this movie. We talk about how earlier, like, we cut away from Roller Girl and Dirk having sex. We cut away from the things that we ultimately are, you know, our sick selves really want to see. This is the amount of buildup for this scene for him to have sex with Julianne Moore is the ultimate, like, PTA basically being like, hold on, we've got more foreplay. Like, don't rush. And
he does a whole
it's all hanging around.
Too.
And again, we're back to red. Everybody's wearing red.
Red's the love. It's the seduction. Yeah, this is all like a 1 or 2. Never mind. It cut there, but
well, yeah. I mean, pretty good from PTA. Obviously, fucking 27 years old, but like pretty good from him to use that staircase as like a cut and not seem like a cut. Pretty smart to go into the dark there.
Before they walked in, they went into darkness, and then he opened the door.
Yeah. Again, come on my tits if you can. Yeah, no problem. His hair is slicked back again, like you said earlier.
Oversized suit.
He is this little kid. She
Yeah.
calls him
Like
honey.
the suit doesn't even look like he fits him. He didn't know like how to put it on correctly,
Right.
probably. Oh, Marky Mark.
Man, tough.
But then you're like, oh, now we see him in his element. He's not like
Yep, yep.
always. He's actually like very confident here and now. William H Macy.
He's very good at his job.
Mm-hmm.
Do not stop.
Do not stop.
Apparently, I'm reading through some trivia here on IMDb. Apparently, Leonardo DiCaprio originally offered the role of Dirk Diggler, which I only bring up because I, for the last few years, have been saying the team up I want to see the most in Hollywood is PTA and Leonardo DiCaprio. And of course, finally this
We're
year,
getting it now.
we are getting a PTA and Leo movie.
I know, because I was supposed to come out last year, maybe, possibly. They pushed it.
I think so. The Battle of Balkan Cross, I believe.
Yeah, I gotta see the cast for that.
Something
Yeah,
like
that
that.
book's called Rebels on the Backlot.
Okay, yeah.
It's $12.
$12 on Amazon, you get the
right now.
paperback, yeah.
I might have to cop this.
It's just so funny. How long has it been since you've had a woman? A long time. That's terrible.
That's terrible. Sometimes you need the plot. You need to know why
You got it.
they're doing
Look,
it.
it's what Jack Horner wants, you know? He
Yeah.
doesn't want to be in one of those shitty places that after you come, you walk out. He
Yeah.
wants you there for the story.
I feel like there's gonna be a bunch of cameos in this PTA movie
Oh, there has to be.
that he just like is not saying.
Isn't it PTA's biggest budget too?
I think so. Leo, Benicio, Sean Penn, Regina Hall.
I mean, I think Sean Penn is sick considering what he did. Oh my God. I mean, like look at
Yeah.
look at that. He's literally coming in his pants. Like that's
Yeah,
what he's doing
literally.
right now.
they're all
Everybody,
just, like-
and she's touching
like,
herself.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable the way that this is being communicated about Dirk and his complete entrapment over people, his enchantment.
Mhm. Everyone was just like, whoa.
Everybody. Yeah, holy cow. Alana Haim, Teyana Taylor.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some unannounced cast that they haven't said.
One Battle After Another comes out August 8th, 2025 by Warner Bros. Apparently they are supporting, or at least the original rumor was that they're supporting like a full first like IMAX run with this movie, which is really exciting. I think IMAX or PTA's first IMAX run. Budget of $115 million. Woo! Music by Johnny Greenwood? Damn.
He's going to come in with those strings.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, I'm curious.
And then
yeah,
even these shots,
he did Licorice Pizza.
Like the cameraman he even like stops and like looks.
Yeah. He opens his mouth, he zooms
right to the
in.
lens.
That's so good.
And we're inside the camera.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. If I saw that in like a movie that came out this year from whatever, a guy that had made one movie before this, I'd be like, what? Where the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Exactly.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I mean, PTA's love letter to movies right there, to film, to just be like, that's where I get off. I like the inside of a camera. I like the sound
basically.
of a camera.
Yeah. Like this to him is sex. Like listening, like looking at that. Yeah.
That's his porno.
It's not about the porno, it's about the film.
And the way Jack is so locked in, he hasn't even blinked this entire scene.
Yeah, he just goes, "Ladies, like change the magazine."
Does it look sexy?
Does it look sexy? Yeah, he's like so innocent. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. And he needs that confidence boost. You're doing so good.
Yeah.
Dirk. Holy cow.
Yeah, but Reynolds has not moved at all.
Yeah, he's locked in.
Remember when he was in the Dukes of Hazzard movie?
Oh god. I do remember this. Wasn't that Owen
Just
Wilson?
it was like Jessica Simpson, I think, and like Johnny
Wow.
Knoxville.
That's
Who
unbelievable.
else was in
Jessica
that?
Simpson, big childhood crush for me, I will say.
Mine too. That
Yeah.
like '05. It was that Dukes of Hazzard run, man.
Dude. Yeah. I mean, unreal.
And
Unreal
Sean William
stuff.
Scott. That was the other one. Sean William Scott was the other guy in it. What a
You're a
film.
wonderful actor. Dude, that's crazy.
I love the last line in the scene. The last line in the scene is what makes him the star.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. John, you're a wonderful actor.
Mm-hmm.
God. I mean, we get her nipples, we get his nipples. We're back to the camera. Wow. Yeah, some unreal filmmaking.
What?
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 Okay, this is interesting. What's your read on this? The fact that she makes that change in lifetime. Is she trying?
I
She's
think
trying to seduce him, right?
she's trying to like make him more comfortable because she clearly likes him. Oh, that
Mhm.
Scorsese whip right
Yeah, the
around.
whip pan. Jack
Yeah,
still hasn't blinked.
yeah, good. But
It's
I think it's
horrific.
that it's just showing that I think that she actually is like
Yeah,
it's
you
a way
think
for
so?
them to connect more.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's like a. I also
And it was
think
extremely close up on them, and it wasn't a wide. It was just like it
right.
was between them.
Yeah, I think she spends a lot of the scene, um, stock footage.
Yeah, that's what he
She
said.
spends the.
The line right here that Wahlberg says is basically what makes him the star. I can do it
Yeah,
again if you need a close up, and they're all like, "What?" And then
they're like, holy shit. Yeah,
pops the champagne like a
they know they've never had anybody
cum
like that.
shot,
They've
like a
never
cum shot.
exactly. Yeah, and this family picture. Holy cow!
I'm gonna have
These
to
are
put like
real wood.
extreme mature content as we speak on
Yeah,
this
exactly.
podcast. Be
I
forewarned.
um I think they spend that or she spends that entire scene basically telling him how good of an actor he is, and I think to seal the deal, she does like let him come inside her to make him feel like a star, and I think she wants to
Hmm.
feel some part in his success. Oh, finally back to Roller Girl. It's been forever.
Hmm. And that's what I was saying. He does such a good job of setting up Roller Girl. Like,
Yeah.
Roller Girl's gonna be like his girl, and it's not at all.
I mean, here's the thing. You have to play if you're watching this movie, you have to play the game of like, 1 through 5. Who would you want to fuck the most from this movie? Mark Wahlberg, pretty high on the list. I gotta be honest with you.
And I forget her character name, but she's the Denzel's wife in Remember the Titans. That's what I remember her from.
Wow, what a pull!
And you can already tell like he's already getting a little like confident. Like I bought Italian like nylon.
Yeah,
Like and
from
like
Italy. He says Italy
one
again.
scene ago, he would have no idea what that was one scene ago.
Yep,
And
exactly.
now we're walking through the club again, but Marky Mark's right in the front.
Would you want to be a club owner? Would you ever like own a club like this?
No.
No.
I don't know movie theater.
Yeah, I'm with you. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do club.
I feel like there's just so much that would go on. Like there's probably gonna be a fight every night.
So much drama.
There's gonna be drunk people like the entire time. People are wasted.
Yeah. This idea of visuals in the middle of them. I mean, look, there's a huge mural of a
Mm-hmm.
girl in like a shell bikini.
Mm-hmm. On a beach.
Silence. Yeah.
A fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, you think, look, it's Julianne Moore, Roller Girl, PSH is Scotty J, and then Mark Wahlberg. And then I guess William H. Macy. That would be, those are my 5.
Just for the hair.
Just for the blonde top.
The mullet and the stash.
Dick. Yeah. And this even like, do you want me to use a Spanish accent? Like he's like now, he's in his element now.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish pantalones.
He can do everything. He can do everything. He's the star now.
Sorry. With 1,000 hard-ons.
That's so good. Performance with 1,000 hard-ons.
I mean, this is why PTA gets the screenplay nom, in my opinion. Like the shit like this. See what I mean though? Like it could get an editing nom today. Like, come on. The words are scrolling by on the left.
His 4 different personas now. He could be anybody.
Yeah. Isn't it so interesting though? Like he mentioned specifically only after 2 films he can do it. He can be anybody. He's a star. Obviously, this is PTA's second feature film. A lot of PTA in there.
Gotta have it discussed.
Oh man. We'll say a little Saturday Night Fever energy. But everybody follows Dirk's lead.
Yeah.
He kicks it off.
He's in the front. We're in that red again.
Yep. Roller Girl.
He's the seduction.
I wonder how PTA came up with the idea for Roller Girl. Where he was just like, yeah, I think it'd be funny if she just fucked guys and never took her skates
or even
off.
her. Even her, maybe she's like, maybe he just had her as a Roller Girl, but maybe she even said, what if I never took my skates off? That'd be fun like for a while, but then like 8 hours like working a day.
You're like, oh my
god,
god, my skates.
My feet fucking hurt.
Yeah, that'd be tough. Center of attention, Dirk. Yep. Everybody
all the way
worshiping around him. Everybody on the ground. The desert. Soundtrack to this movie is so whiplash. It's unbelievable. It just continues to hold your interest and attention because of how, like you said, on the nose it is. But we just get from the next to the next to the next.
And like he's even Mark Wahlberg's the way he's like delivering the lines now are so much more confident.
Exactly.
Way more like not like aggressive is the word, but like more direct.
More direct, for sure.
He's telling him what he wants to do now.
Yep. Well,
they basically make like a Lethal Weapon like porno, a buddy cop porno.
I mean, this is such a short runway to the inevitable 1980 explosion, right? Like, and we're going to see them blow up at each other, and things will go crazy. But this is the moment, like when he comes up with the idea, is the moment it's going to start severing their relationship. It's the power shift, yeah. And he's questioning him and making sure that, he's thought about things. Chaz Rock. The way he laughs, though, he thinks it's a joke. He has no faith. Now he's an Academy Award winner. My baby boy, Dirk Diggler. That's going to be like my Twitter profile header now. My baby boy, Scorsese. Dirk Diggler. Oh, it really is, yeah. She's so good in Magnolia, by the way. Like her and John C. Reilly have their thing in Magnolia. And I never rewatched Magnolia. I know, me too. I just got the PTA like Masterworks book like a week ago. Oh, yeah. The one from Adam Naiman. Yeah. I think so. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I was like, I'm gonna get this. That's awesome. Always stare at it. Co-host or former co-host of the Movie Draft podcast, Sophie Holsinger, she chats it up with Adam Naiman from time to time. I guess I've heard he's a pretty cool guy. Nice. All right, I'm going to the Academy Museum this weekend. Ooh, that's exciting. Maybe I'll send you some if I see some Boogie Nights stuff there. Oh, please. Maybe Roller Girl skates will be there. That'd be sick. That'd be the ultimate. Because they got a lot of stuff there. They have like production photos, like cast photos of them just like trying the costumes on. They're just like in a room and you can just like look at like, wow, this is crazy. That's so cool. This is such an interesting stylistic choice to start his speech by panning across the crowd and the family. Then you have the shot behind him, spotlight on him. He's the star. I love how he just does his like karate moves though. His karate bows. Okay, 1978. I mean, we're in it now.
They're all a family now.
Yeah. And they're
John
all in
C.
all these
Reilly.
movies together. Yeah.
The way he was sitting. Yeah, look at him now.
This is
The
ridiculous.
hair's all different.
Different
This is
clothes. I
Mark.
mean, it's not
This is
oversized
Mark
anymore.
Wahlberg now. This
Right,
is how he
yeah.
acts now. Yeah, it's like after watching this and then like obviously watching like Flight Risk and some of his other stuff recently, you're like,
Yeah.
damn, he was
It's
really good
tough,
in
man. He was
fucking Boogie
really good.
Nights.
Yeah, he was really good.
But he gets paid like 25, 30 mil a movie now. Who the fuck cares to him?
Yeah, he peaked too early.
I'll wear that bald cap.
That's tough, man. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna keep shitting on Flight Risk. You know, I'm like shitting on movies.
Yeah. Uh,
Didn't even like look like it was his back was huge there.
dude, I know.
Looked like it was
That
like a
kind of
different
yokes.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the payoff at the end of this movie is when you finally see his penis.
It's
Obviously
awesome.
a fake
Yeah,
penis,
it's
but
awesome.
but then you're just like, oh, I get it. Like it's a big
I mean, even
penis.
even in that, like you say that, even in that scene, she goes, "Oh, it's real. You are Brock Landers." Like that's what
Yeah.
defines him is the size of his
Hmm.
cock.
Yeah. When
This
you
is
finally see
so
it, you're like,
funny.
oh,
We've taken
this
like
is literally
such a
like,
hard left from what we were doing 20 minutes ago, and now we're just getting
yeah.
his
Just adds the
ridiculous
karate moves
films.
in for no reason. Yeah, they just make a
Don't make
buddy
me teach
cop
you, Raphael.
as Chest Rockwell.
God, the fake fighting is so funny.
It's just like because also Burt Reynolds is always about like it's got to be the film, it's got to look amazing, and then when you watch this, like as an audience, you watching it at your house, like
Right.
these look terrible,
You're like,
like,
this looks like
but he's like,
dog
this is
shit. Yeah.
amazing, yeah, like this is amazing, best work you've ever done.
Yeah. But the way that he's editing it and changing it to retain
Hmm.
his power over Dirk, really
Yeah.
interesting.
Now we're at Dirk's house.
God, we're at another party, man. It's just parties and movies, parties and movies.
Yeah. This is Hollywood, baby.
This is it.
It's again, it's like a Hollywood. It's like rewatching Entourage recently.
Oh yeah.
I was like, and then after now living in basically Hollywood for 10 years and working in the industry, it's like it's not fucking like this, man.
Yeah.
Like,
This is not
but
what it
it's
is.
again, but it's like that type of Entourage or like this any type of movie about Hollywood, it's like a fantasy. It's like
Yeah,
this is what
totally.
you think Hollywood is. And it
Right.
is to certain aspects. Like they have parties like this.
This
But
painting is so
yeah.
fucking
But yeah,
abhorrent.
like and now his entire like monologues here and it's all so self-absorbed.
Everything
Him
is about him.
jacked in the corner, everything's about him now.
Yeah. This is what I bought. This is what I
And
own.
I bought, yeah.
These are pictures of me. Like his
Mhm.
room when he was at home is so much fucking cooler than this entire house.
Yeah. Yeah, he had
This
a
is my Joe
fucking
Jones.
Sidney Lumet movie poster in his fucking room in his house.
I know. Put the Serpico poster back, my guy.
There's his Oscars.
Wow. Yeah.
He's a 3-time Best Actor winner.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
all you need right there.
The mirror shot.
Like the mirror on the yeah, it's like this dude's so self-absorbed now.
It's all about him. And by color as well as designer. Ooh.
Red
Wow.
shirt, the red car,
Reds, man.
Reign of the Darkness again.
Yep. Darkness to light. I mean, look at her face. She is
Mhm.
enamored.
Because she's the only one of the friend group, besides like maybe Philip Seymour Hoffman, that would be like, "Wow, you're so cool."
Yeah,
like
you're so cool.
anyone else would be like, "That's cool, dude." Like, I don't
Yeah,
really care.
sick, man. I think it's
Sick
interesting.
party.
Like from her perspective, she's been in this industry as long as we can guess, right? Probably 10 years or more with Jack,
Mhm.
and has this relationship with Jack and all of these things. We're a year to 18 months into this with Dirk, and she is enamored about the fact that he's a real star. And this idea that possibly Jack has been holding her back and not allowing her to
Mm-hmm.
see the fruits of her labor and really what this industry can afford her, I think is like pretty sad and really fucked up
Mm-hmm.
of what she sees and then ultimately where we go. Again, it's like PTA is so good at exploring these introverted sadnesses.
Mm-hmm. And they don't even have many scenes, him and Julianne Moore. Like now they're
Right.
not like they're in
Now they're not
separate
even
areas.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real film, Jack. You made it fly. Oh.
This is a film.
It's so fascinating. I just again like I keep
That's
calling back to
yeah.
this idea of like we're such in an interesting stage and we have been for the last few years and we're gonna keep being in this interesting stage of like late great filmmakers possibly doing their last works, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
using those as okay, hello
Perfect
80s,
example,
here we go.
Tarantino right now.
Right. Tarantino, Scorsese with Killers. We get just this really interesting idea. And I know I said it once before, but like that scene in particular too, this is the film I want them to remember me by. These directors inputting themselves into this idea of legacy in their films
Mm-hmm.
and what they will be known for
Mm-hmm.
is always really interesting to me.
Because Tarantino is looking for that last film for
Dude,
them to remember me by,
Tarantino needs
and
to
it's like
fucking
you had
he
it,
needs to
you
fucking
had
nut
it.
up and make a movie. You
It was
know?
called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, man. You had it.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
That
a
was your last
masterpiece.
film.
What more do you want?
That was your last film. It should have been your last film.
It's in
But
my
I
opinion,
love
it's
all the
the
other
best
directors.
film as
Like
well.
all the other
Like
directors are like, shut up, make a damn movie. Like,
he's so fucking annoying because he's like,
yeah.
well, I can only make 10. I'm gonna make a play. It's
He's like
like
he wants to be Kubrick, and it's like, bro, the
so
reason
bad.
Kubrick only made that many movies is because he died. Like,
Exactly, because he couldn't. You can make more than 10 movies. Yeah.
yeah, but you're right. They always want even the actors, not just the
Oh
directors, the film to remember me by.
wow, this
Oh,
is
there's like
so
cuts.
good.
He used 4 different takes of him
The
coming into
the
the house.
cuts, unreal.
It's almost like this is what
The
you can.
Colonel.
It was like a cut. Like this is what you can do with video. Like you
Yeah.
can cut like this.
Here's what you can do,
Oh, the great Philip Baker Hall.
dude.
Here comes a little famous film Twitter meme coming up. I'm a simple man. I like cinema.
Hey, I used that as my header for the thread of me logging all my movies on Twitter this year. I failed about 14 movies in, but it's still up there. It's still pinned. I'm not
It's
a
all right. We got
complicated man. I like
Letterbox
cinema.
keeps that. Letterbox keeps that tracked for us.
That's true. Her going to him. He's not going to her anymore. She's coming to him.
Pushes the other girl out of the frame.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Her glimmer, her shine. I mean, they were having real conversation. Oh my God, so heartbreaking
because she's
to
not in it.
linger on her.
Because she's not in it for like the sex of it. It's like
Right.
that was a different conversation that was happening, and then she sees Don Cheadle.
We are staying
just
on her
sit by
such an
himself.
uncomfortably long time, and then we cut to this
Yeah.
is so goddamn
Because he's
funny.
so lonely. But like his character is so good because it's like he's an actor, but he doesn't want to be an actor. He doesn't want to be there.
No.
He's just there because he needs money. He wants to literally open up just a stereo shop. Like
This is so funny.
Scott this is Thomas
this
Jane.
guy.
Is it? He played the OG Punisher in the 04
wow.
one or 03 one,
Okay.
which has now become like a cult classic.
This is really funny to me because it's so tropey of like, uh-oh, you got a guy coming in trying to steal your job or trying to be the hero. Right. The way that he should know that.
Oh, he uses the camera flash as a cut.
Brilliant.
Oh, I can't wait I think the more just I watch PTA films,
Full fucking
I'm like, damn, this
Dude.
this guy doesn't miss.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss.
Doesn't miss at all. Doesn't miss. I don't know if I have PTA ranked on my letterbox right now.
I guess some people would say Inherent Vice. Inherent Vice is definitely his weakest film.
Okay. Haven't
For
seen
me.
it. Haven't seen it.
I think some people would say that is a miss. There's like when you're watching it, you don't really know what's happening. Like I don't know like what is going on.
I need to watch it. I really need to watch it, and obviously I need to watch There Will Be Blood. But like
definitely There Will Be Blood first.
I mean, if you watch Inherent Vice, so you're gonna be like, that movie's worse than, you know, like an average movie. No, that's probably still
No, it's
better, right?
yeah. I think because it's the PTA standard, they're like, this is his
Yeah,
worst.
sure,
And
sure,
I guess
sure.
some people say Licorice Pizza isn't that great, but
Oh, those people
hey,
can
to
fuck
each
right
their own.
off. Licorice Pizza's a
To each their
5-star
own.
movie. Let's relax. It's so, yeah. Talking about his dream and taking off part of his like outfit, really interesting.
Because like he's talking about his dream when this is everyone's Hollywood dream to be in Hollywood, and his dreams to not be in Hollywood.
Yeah,
And that is a lot of people that do go into Hollywood. They phase out of it. They're like, it's just too much, man.
yeah, can't
A
do it.
lot.
I have Boogie Nights ranked at, or I'll start the other way. I have the Master at 6, and I will caveat that and say I've only seen the Master one time, and the Master is so
Mm-hmm.
complex that I can't. It's so much to go in for one film,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I've got the Master at 6, Punch Drunk Love at 5, Phantom Thread 4, Licorice Pizza 3, Magnolia 2, Boogie Nights 1. That's that's
Damn.
unreal because the top 4 out of these 6 are 5-star films for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's what are we doing ranking them?
I would probably rank them. I don't think I have. I don't think I have a PTA ranking on Letterboxd. I got to do that. Um,
I mean, I still have to see Inherent
Probably
Heights. I got to see Heart 8. I got to see There Will Be Blood.
Heart Eight's really good, and that's his
Really?
first film. It's really good. I thought
That's crazy.
it's only available like physically. I found a DVD of it, and it was like $25. But
Wow.
I think Kino Lorber is putting out a 4K of it this year. The rumor.
Oh, no way.
So
Shout
it
out
is
Kino
coming
Lorber,
to.
man. They have good stuff.
I would put um like not fan what was it Inherent Vice probably last.
Okay.
Then I'm like everything before above that is like these are all like
Yeah.
10 these are all like 10 out of
Yeah.
5 out of 5 movies.
100%.
So
I
I mean
think
There Will Be
the,
Blood is definitely one.
yeah.
And then maybe probably Licorice Pizza above. I mean that's
Oh,
maybe I don't know. I have to like
I
rewatch
know.
them all and get a new ranking
Yeah.
because I
Every
feel like if I
time.
did, because then when I rewatch this, I'm like, damn, this movie's so fucking
I
good
know.
too. Like,
I know.
and then if I rewatch Magnolia, I'm gonna be like, wait, this is his best
This
movie.
is the best. Exactly. It's the,
And
it's
then
the
I rewatch,
Scorsese conundrum where you
yeah,
watch one and you're like, no, this is the best.
hmm
Um, I just wanted to say about the last scene that we just watched of them doing coke in the bedroom together. The the blocking of that scene is absolutely phenomenal and dynamite. I will call back to what I said earlier. This idea of physically putting people out of frame and down below other people to
hmm
not only show power but to show this kind of intention and hint of sexual manifestation of
hmm
them going down on each other. I think is really interesting.
hmm
You come into my house, my party. Tell me about the
Yeah.
future.
It's like you see this bright blue '80s suit I got on. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the future. This is the future, baby.
I'm a filmmaker. I mean,
But
okay,
like
so let me ask
this
you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
this conversation too, like he's so against. Oh, here's the
Hmm.
line. That's what kind of it.
I like cinema.
But
I
like
like to see
he's
people
so
fucking on
against,
film.
yeah, like so against transitioning to like video. Like I'll never do it, and then he still does it.
Still does it.
Like he still does it.
Like butter in my ass, lollipops in my mouth. That's just me.
Yeah,
That's just something I enjoy.
because
Call me crazy.
he's basically telling him like it doesn't matter if you're
It
not in or
doesn't
not.
matter. It doesn't matter if
Yeah,
you're
like
out or in. The
it's
industry's moving
happening.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like perfect example today. Streaming movie theaters.
Just
This is your
nothing
same
can be done.
argument right now.
Yeah.
And it's
So
like it
we
sucks,
have
but it's happening.
let me look real quick. Can you tell me, this might be a little bit behind the scenes information here for the fans of the pod, but can you tell me when this episode of this podcast will air? Do you know when this will go out?
Probably this week that we're recording it. So this
Okay,
would be
that's exciting.
March, 3 days, March, Friday, whatever Friday, Thursday, Fridays.
Okay. I ask because I will give a little bit of a hint to the listeners here. I have not revealed this information anywhere else. If you go listen to the Movie Draft podcast, Pat, you've been on the Movie Draft podcast. You're
I
great
won
guest.
the movie draft podcast.
You did win the Movie Draft podcast, the episode you were on. I will hint and go listen to the show in April. Here's Scotty J and the red fucking bomber, unbelievable. in April we are going to have a draft, movies about movies, and we're going to be drafting films that are obviously about
Nice.
films. Boogie Nights qualifies? Yay?
It
Nay?
does.
You think
I
so?
say it does. It's about
Oh,
Hollywood. It's
it
about
is.
Hollywood.
It's about making movies.
Porn or films. They're
Yeah.
films.
Okay. All right. I just, just trying to get a feel out there, prep my strategy a little bit. What I'm gonna. It is gonna be an auction draft, so I got to figure out what I'm gonna be
You
bidding
might
on.
have a sleeper. I think people aren't going to realize that Boogie Nights might sleep in.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Really, I gotta start my list, my long list now. I gotta start getting ready.
Is this when he tries to kiss? Like he kisses him? I think so.
Yeah. Such a fucking idiot.
Ah. But he like see even he's wearing like he's wearing
Yeah.
all red. Like
He's wearing all red now.
to me, he's like
And
he
Dirk
wants
is not.
like
Dirk is not wearing that
yeah.
anymore. He's wearing white.
Now he has the red car. Like he's trying to be like Dirk, but he like lusts after Dirk after him. With
Yeah.
like red is like a lust type of color, and it's also like a loneliness type of color where it's like
Yeah.
it could be seen as blood.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally. Yeah.
because then he cries in his car after. It's like he
So-
represents a character that is lusting and is also lonely.
Oh my god.
God,
Holy shit, dude.
Phyllis Seymour
This is
Hoffman's
kind of the
so good in
this is
this
kind
scene.
of the crux of the movie. I know that Dirk Diggler just did cocaine for the very first time, which is like you could also say is like the inciting incident. But to me, this is the inciting incident that starts to break it all down right here.
This is when this is when he's showing
Yeah.
his anger for the first time.
Exactly. He's showing his
never
rage.
seen
He's
him this
showing his
angry.
anger. He's showing really his what he thinks is his masculinity, but is ultimately his loneliness because like he's pushing Scotty away. He doesn't want what people have to offer him anymore. He thinks he can do it all by himself.
And Scotty's like, I can't offer you this stuff, and he's like, I don't care.
And it's so the other side of the coin because he just did cocaine with Julianne Moore, and what's the first thing he asked after he did cocaine? Do you think I look cool when I do this?
Yeah.
What did Scotty J just ask? Do you like my car, Dirk? It's all about this idea of being liked and
persona,
perceived
yeah.
by others.
It's like social media. It's a fake persona. Like you
100%.
put up this fake identity when it's really not. Like, does this make me look cool? Oh, that picture doesn't look good. Don't post that one. Like,
Yeah, nothing I tweet is real.
yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I've actually never. It's actually the first movie I've never seen a movie. It's my first one.
It's a little startling to me how quickly this movie gets dark. Like it kind
starts
of
right
happens
now.
without you knowing it. Like it kind of just starts happening where you're just like, oh god, like this is getting
right
sour.
after the transition from hey, it's video now.
Exactly.
Your life's over.
Things start going down. Things
Yeah.
get worse. Somebody fucking kills themselves. Like
Yeah, it's coming up too. Literally, he commits a
like,
murder suicide.
you got to hand it to PTA to do it so seamlessly and to basically be like, you were having a really good time and now you're seeing a lot of shit happen and it's not as fun, is it?
And guess what? This is a Christmas movie.
Little Bill,
Christmas trees.
smile, man. It's a
There's
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
trees everywhere. This
Yeah, I
is a
should
Christmas
draft
movie
this on
now.
the Christmas tree episode. Damn.
He does a whole oneer with him too.
Yeah.
But I love like when we get towards the last act.
Yeah.
The whole build up. I'll talk about when I get there. But the violence at the end there is like incredible. What happens? I'm saying the violence is incredible, but it comes out of nowhere with like a character you would not expect it happening.
Right. I mean, okay, so Buck gives Little Bill a glass of champagne, offers him basically a peace offering, and says, "Hey, we're all family. We're in this together. Here you go." Little Bill says, "Wow, that's incredibly nice." So he's
like comforting the countdown, like
he's totally comforted right now. He's totally fine.
And I love how this one you don't see it.
Exactly.
This time you don't see it.
You don't need to see it.
Yeah, you know
PTA is so
exactly what's
smart.
happening. And you're like, oh.
So what's
he's
going
probably
on
just
in
gonna
Little
be
Bill's
like-
mind right now? What do you think is
and
what do you think is going on?
As an audience member, you're just like, oh, he's probably just like, not again. Like,
Right.
whatever. I'm gonna go join the party. But then you like, when he gets to the car, you're like, oh, something.
Oh,
He's about to do something. I think this is the last straw.
this is so treacherous that we're staying on him. The unease that we feel from this
And then
shot
they take the photo right before he's about to commit a murder suicide on.
is wild. Wild.
Insane. But like he
And
just is so zoned out now. Like it's done. He's already made the decision of what he's
well,
gonna
you
do.
can you can only imagine this has been happening his whole life, right? This has been
Yeah.
happening his entire marriage, which
Every scene he comes to the party,
I
she's
guess we
sleeping
could
with somebody.
say, yeah. So really
Because
good.
you're like, oh, he's leaving. Oh, wait, he's not leaving.
Not leaving.
And as
So
soon as we see
sorry.
the gun, oh, I know what he's about to do right now.
And again, like we are at the stage where things get really fucking dark now.
Oh yeah, this movie takes again, like if you like Boogie Nights, it's a movie about them making porn.
It's so
There's going to be a lot of
disturbing.
murder in it. Like,
It's a movie about how
pedophilia,
isolating
murder.
Hollywood is,
Yeah.
even on the
Again,
outskirts.
it's like all fake persona. Like
Right.
these people, you would think they're happy, but they're not happy.
Dude, this is crazy. Having not seen this for a few years, we stick with him. We go outside the party.
The
We
whole
come
time,
back
yeah.
the whole time.
Still,
He
you
kills
don't see
him.
him kill him,
Oh my
and you don't see them.
god!
And then you get this shot.
And we break. Notably, we break
But,
from him
yeah,
to the reaction
like-
of the people.
And
What
then
it,
you
like
get
he's
this.
just like, oh,
He-
I'm done.
He doesn't show them get shot, then he shows that.
Wow!
like,
And then just the
wow.
hard cut to the
80s.
80s title card
80s,
is
yeah.
unbelievable. 80s. Violence? Question
And it's also the
mark?
transition in the 70s of
Yeah.
all those movies. Like there's directors coming, like with Spielberg, with Jaws, Scorsese
Mhm.
with Taxi Driver, Coppola, Godfather, showing
These
like
vi-
they're saying you're glorifying violence.
Not only
and it's
glorifying
like-
violence, but like supremely underwriting their female characters to
And it's like,
enhance
yeah.
that violence.
And they're like, are we glorifying it, or has violence always been in society and now you're just finally seeing it?
Right. Brock Landers 7, Oral Majesty. And the way that his rage that we saw with Scotty J, the way that it shows itself and pronounces itself over the next year of films, because that one came out in 1981, it overtakes his life. It overtakes everything about his personality.
And the last scene we had was him doing the cocaine, and now that's part of his personality.
And now that's part of who he is. Right.
You listen to hear that, kids? Do drugs, it'll be part of your personality.
Would you rock this Reed Rothschild double necklace? We've got the one standard kind of
Dude.
lower hanging necklace, and then we got the more choker style, the double
Should I
ring.
do this for Halloween? Should we do this for
You should do
Halloween?
it.
Who are you?
I think it's like kind of badass. Like I think it's
I'm
really
John
cool.
C. Reilly in Boogie Nights.
In
for
Boogie
the one
Nights.
scene. Here's
That
this one scene in
that
Boogie
one
Nights.
15-second scene. He has nunchucks.
But it's like adding that element of like his like, because he loves karate, like that's what he did as a kid. He still adds in. It's like he still lets him be that kid, even though it's like, all right, you can do your little karate moves in this, but that's not part of the story.
Right. You can retain it. He fucks really gently. He's the best.
But then it cuts to him like being so aggressive.
Yeah.
I love these shots because like when people make like documentaries, they're like, or like when newscasts do it, it's like, all right, just walk down the street and like look around, like act like you're taking your dog for a walk.
Yeah. We could have saved 1 million relationships. I've saved thousands.
Mhm.
That like what he thinks of himself is, oh my god.
Even right here, where he's like, oh,
He
lets
allows
do
me to
stuff, and he's
block
like,
my
I
own
don't,
sex.
yeah, I don't let him block the scene.
I don't let him block
Like,
him.
right? No, that's not what I fucking do, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and that's their relationship now. And you haven't really seen them interact since.
No. Since when?
That,
When's
like,
the last
first
time?
scene, since the first, like,
Since the diner?
the first porno, since the
Oh, the
porno.
first shoot, right? The first
Yeah.
shoot
You haven't
with
really seen
Julianne
them
Moore.
interact.
where his character's name is John, right? Pretty much breaks after that. You're right.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Well, I guess no, maybe it was when they were driving in the car and he told them about like the buddy cop.
Okay.
That was the last time they kind
The
of
inciting
like really
incident where their
interacted.
relationship, yeah.
And then he have them interact again there when he's like, I don't let him block his own scenes. Like, and this is and you think this is Jack making this behind the scenes, and you realize, oh, it's Dirk made this.
It's exactly. It has
Like,
nothing to
and
do
you're
with
like,
Jack.
oh, he thinks he's the director now.
Yeah. And he was like speaking
Wahlberg is
directly to
good in
Amber.
this, man.
He's
Wahlberg is fucking good in this. This is probably why Scorsese cast him in The Departed. Like I watched Boogie
has
Nights.
to be, has to be. I watched Boogie Nights. You were pretty killer, yeah. Karate.
That's a great lighting shot. That shot right there is so funny. You just
I
by
think
the
it's
LA River. Like,
I think it's really
oh, I guess
interesting
Amber directed it, but
that he shoots this on 16 millimeter
I guess she
after we
directed
have
it.
that entire conversation about how film is going away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess she directed it, not him. But still,
Thanks,
it's like a
baby.
different type of.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
It's
breaking away
different.
from Jack.
They're breaking away from Jack. The industry really is leaving Jack behind. Little Licorice
Mm,
Pizza kind of stand out there. The pinball machine, 1970s pinball machine there.
nice.
How did it turn out? Jack is in the house. He's not
Mm-hmm.
even seeing the first cut or the first viewing of the final cut. That's
Like he doesn't
interesting.
care.
He doesn't give a shit. What do we? Oh God, this is where Colonel gets arrested.
Yeah, for basically underage girls, right?
Yeah, it's fucked, man. He
Oh, this
looks
scene
so
too.
disheveled. He looks like such dog shit.
This scene too, like when at the end when he just cuts him off and it just goes silent and you can't even, he's like
Yeah,
banging on it but you can't
can't hear
hear.
it.
Yeah, it's like it's done.
I
And
just am.
it seems like a thing where it's like Burt Reynolds kind of like it seemed like he always knew,
Yeah,
but like it was like a you're gonna get caught, but I'm not gonna say anything if you do.
exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my distance. That'll keep
Yeah.
me out of jail. I mean, I know it's so on the nose, and we've been saying that like kind of this whole movie, and we'll keep saying it of like with the needle drops and the visual stylistic choices that PTA makes, but like that hard cut from late 70s to 80s, and now we're in the
Mm-hmm.
early 80s,
80s. Boom.
and things start going downhill. I just find that unbelievably
Mm-hmm.
interesting that PTA decides to use that as the cutoff point and say like things were never the same. Like it just
Yep.
that's how decades work. That's how generations work. Things
Yep.
just never are the same as they were a year ago.
And there's no funeral scene. There's not. It's just he
There's
died right
nothing.
there.
We just
Dead.
go forward.
2 years later, like, and then this whole interaction too. It's like this is how Hollywood exploits underage kids. Like
Yeah.
they'll take advantage of them, and it's really fucked up. Again, like it was like when the girl OD'd on cocaine. It was like okay, the next time he saw him, he had another girl. Next
Yeah.
time he saw him again, he had another girl. It's the next girl up. Like clearly, this guy is a pedophile. Like, and
Dude, yeah.
does run
And like
rampant
talk about things
in
that are
all
like
industries.
disturbing to watch. They're so small and they're so cute. It's my weakness, Jack. That's really disturbing.
Yeah, and
It's
he
really
was just
disturbing.
like, "Fuck!" Like, God damn it! Like he just when he says that, like Burt Reynolds' face, just like Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, like you're a
Now you
sick
think
fuck,
I'm an
dude.
asshole.
Yeah, yeah. This is when he pulls it
But
away.
but again, like what have we been saying, right? It's all about perception and how you're perceived by other people. The first
Hmm.
thing that the colonel says is, "Now you think I'm an asshole." He's
Yeah.
worried about what Jack thinks of him and what his legacy will be within this industry.
Hmm.
He
And
is
now
not
I just
worried about the jail
get
time that he's doing.
silent. You can't even hear
This
him
is
banging.
this is such a hardcore director move. This
Hmm.
is this is so good.
Just silence.
We don't need to hear anything else, so that's the thing. There's
Nope.
there's
As
nothing
soon as
else
he
to be
said
said.
those lines, new line said, that's it.
That's it.
You're gone. Goodbye. And she left too.
Oh,
She left the
wow.
industry too.
Yeah, yeah. She's out. Oh my god.
December 1982.
I mean, we're already, we've just done 2 years in what?
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes? 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. God. What a loser.
I don't
God.
know. See her often. And like she's not even like acting in the movies anymore. Julianne Moore.
Right.
They're all dressed like they're at like high school prom.
This is this the first time we see all of them together outside of either the club or a set or Jack's house.
Yeah, this is the
Pretty
club, but
much.
I think this is the club, but it's
But it's
closed
turned
for
into this
yeah.
wedding event.
And Mark Wahlberg is not there. He comes in and he'll come in and he's like all coked out. And like
That
this is
sucks, bro.
coming up. One of the shots are here. I was like, oh, right here. This is very Scorsese.
Yeah. The darkness on him.
Here's the red on them. This is the next one up. This is very, very good fellas right here.
So good fellas. Oh my god, I know the way his face is colored from the side.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Doe. Okay, not only does he look exactly like Dirk, his name is fucking Johnny Doe. He's just a fucking guy. Literally, he could be anybody. That's the point.
Anybody. Next in line. And he's almost like looking at the camera right now. John Doe is like looking at the camera.
I mean, he wants us to know that he's here for his role.
It's Hollywood. When you get older, someone younger is going to come in.
You're done.
But the director stays the same.
Exactly. Revolves around him. You got a great kisser.
And he leaves. Like, this is him now leaving.
But the things that he is saying to John Doe are in no way, shape, or form the same type of seductive words that he spews to Dirk and and in the very beginning. They're so surface compared to what they were talking about 5 years ago.
And now we just did another year time jump.
Right.
Or he was like a couple months, but yeah, it's like next year now.
But yeah, but a new year. I mean, he got roped in with this fucking guy.
So oh my
god, out. Dude, he's dripping in sweat. I mean, we're about to get the blow up, right? We're about to get the big Jack Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And she's even talking to the new kid.
Dude, I feel for him. Like that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That right there. It's
almost like
look, he's almost looking at us.
You're tossed to the side now.
Can you believe this shit?
And this is when he tries to I think he tries to get hard here and he can't do it.
Yeah. Do you think there's any part of PTA kind of manifesting this lifelong legacy-oriented fear of like, I might get so wrapped up in this idea of making movies and what I want to do and like trying to make them great that I might lose my magic? Like, I guess I can kind of see a little bit of that. I know this is his second movie. He's obviously still making films 25 years later. I can see him kind of basically like playing that out and being like, I hope this isn't me.
And yeah. I mean, who knows? He at the time, he could have only made 2 movies and it could have just been Hard 8 and this. He could have never made another movie. Well, you never know.
Let's see.
I mean, he did get an Oscar nom, and that helps. So.
Yeah, this is true. Boogie Nights makes budget of $15 million, makes $43 million at the box office.
He's only 27.
Premiered at TIFF. That's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Like 27. I don't know how old Tarantino was when he made Reservoir. I think he was in his 30s, but Spielberg was only 27 when he made Jaws.
The greats,
which is also
the greats at 27. You know, you're not a fucking actor. I'm an actor.
It's like they're literally like the same person too. Like
they're the same guy.
It's
a mirror.
Literally the same
Scotty
guy.
J and Reed Rothschild. Everybody's on the side behind Dirk.
Yeah.
Very interesting visual. The blocking in this scene is really phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
State of California.
Yeah, California. But that shows like his he dropped out of high school. Like he, like in that state of California. What do you mean? Like he making
can't
him
put it together.
Right there. Yeah. You don't even have a GED, bro.
What did Ebert review this?
I could see him liking this a lot, actually.
I mean, he was still at the Chicago Sun-Times when he wrote this. I don't think he had.
Yeah, there's the only people that are ever on his side.
Yeah.
I guess Thomas Jane's in the back with Coke Bro, but
I get it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know fucking karate.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
love how
Ebert.
like I
Yeah, go
love how
ahead.
he makes the cameraman basically look like Coppola. like,
Yeah, he does. He does.
he's been like
Look at
Coppola.
PSH in the background right now.
Oh, he's like
Oh my
crying.
god, it's my dick.
This is like, yeah, it's all been leading to this. Like,
Yeah,
I'm the star. Yeah.
I mean, this is the second act incident that takes us into
Hmm.
the devolvement that really is the third act.
Oh, that long, like you said,
Yeah.
that long, like
Oh my
it's like
god, to
a
find her.
her, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh
She's like,
yeah.
let's go to the Lebowski set. Okay.
Oh, this is
Oh
unbelievable.
yeah,
We jump
this is
into
just.
here.
But it's so like I remember like watching this the other day. I started cracking up. I was like, dude, do you know how many actors like think that they're also musicians?
Yeah.
Like obviously Marky Mark was like
Was
in real,
actually
yeah. But yeah, it's like how many actors like I could do music too. And you're like, nah, I think you should just
I
stick to
don't
that.
know. You got
It's
the
so good.
power. It's so funny.
This would probably be so fun to film though, because like obviously he is like, but he's like, all right, I'm gonna do it bad. Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
sing
yeah.
these lines terrible.
And the way that he's like trying to call that out right then, where he just like waves his hand a little bit and he's like, guys, turn up the background.
Oh yeah, when he gets in the editing
Um,
studio, he's like, I think the bass or whatever is
yeah, it's
crowding my vocals,
awful.
and they're like, nah, I think
No,
it
no, I don't
sounds
think
fine.
so.
He's like, yeah, it's fine. Turn off the vocal. They're like they're like working out.
The reflection is unbelievable. That's like
Yeah.
that's Coppola's shit. That reflection.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, I think the
like that's
bass
the
is taking away
conversation
my
right there.
vocals.
The way Reed is like nodding so
No.
fervently in the
Yeah.
background.
Dude, John C. Reilly's so good at this movie.
Definitely taking away from my vocal.
Dude,
Doing that
Wahlberg should have
grim.
been nominated for this movie.
He should have. It's unbelievable. That's why I say, like, I think that's a really interesting insight into where the Academy was at, and especially
Hmm.
what Dirk as a character was. Like, you said it. And we'll get there. The end, like, we see how big his dick is, right? Like that.
Hmm.
I don't know if the Academy even today would feel comfortable nominating someone where their role is like, I have a big dick. Like I
Yeah.
just don't know if they can
Like,
get behind that.
because it's almost like because I like watching it and I like when they finally showed, I was like, oh yeah, like this
Hmm.
whole movie has just been about that, and you finally see it. It's the last thing, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I get why
I
he
get
was the
it.
star.
I
Like,
understand.
yeah.
Yeah. I know people
What did
talk about Honora having one of the best frames, like final frames of all time. No, no, get on
no
Boogie Nights level. You
yeah,
know.
Boogie Nights, right? What did Ebert give this?
I don't know what Ebert gave it. I was looking at the wiki, kind of
Go to his
reading
website.
his
Let's
excerpt
see
a
if it's
little
in
bit. Let's
there.
see.
Boogie Nights. Let's see if
Let's
he
lay
gave
it
it.
down. 1997, Ebert gave it 4 out of 4. Fucking
Oh,
Raj.
he
We can
loved it.
always count on Raj. Fucker in the
Yeah,
ass.
he even said a classic Hollywood story set in the shadows
Yeah,
of the spotlights
yeah.
that contain the same ingredients: fame, envy, greed, talent, sex, and money. That's Hollywood.
Right
Doesn't
here.
matter if it's porn or not.
Anderson is in love with his camera and a bit of a show off in sequences inspired by the famous nightclub entrance in Goodfellas, Robert De
Hmm.
Niro's rehearsal in the mirror in Raging Bull, and a shot in I Am Cuba where the camera follows a woman into the pool. I mean, yeah, it's so evident.
Hmm. Oh yeah, and here's
Interesting.
her
I'm gonna
mothering
read
scene
this.
here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I'm rewatching it too. They have like also like I, it was weird sexual tension between them. Like she's
Oh,
like mother, like be my
ah,
mother,
oh my.
and I was just
Yeah.
like, are they gonna like do it right now?
Are they gonna
Like,
bang? Yeah. Yeah. So we get this dichotomy, right? We get
yeah.
them, the roller girl saying the mother bit, and we get those two, and then we go to them at the bank trying to
Hmm.
get. And this is
His like
interesting
loan.
here, where we get the two girls in the hot tub. I think visually to call out, there's only the director on set. Also, they are they don't. I mean, they have fake boobs, right? Like, I don't think that's
It's
an
all fake
accident.
now.
I don't think that's an accident. The 80s have
And it's
changed what the
the
standards are
first
for
time
porn.
he's shooting on tape now.
Exactly.
It's fake now.
Yeah.
And he made the comment too.
Lacks authenticity.
He made the comment. It's like, oh, we're shooting tape. We can shoot a ton of this shit. Like,
Yeah.
as in, like, oh, when it switched to digital, you can keep going. We just use the cards.
This is so Goodfellas here too.
Oh yeah.
The constant whip pans, the constant redoing of the same scene, entering the house snorting coke.
It's like you just watch this and you're like, damn, Scorsese is really one of the goats.
He really is. He really is. He has his hands in everything.
And I consider PTA one of the goats. He hasn't made a bad movie. He fucking kills it every time. 11 Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
That dude fucking knows what he's doing.
I have heard, I haven't read Vineland, so I don't really know what another or One Battle After Another is kind of like based on, but I have heard that it will probably not be an Academy movie, which will be like a hard beat for PTA right now. It's not ideal coming off of Licorice Pizza.
From what I don't know if I saw this online or someone said something that I guess Warner Brothers has seen stuff and they're like not the biggest. They don't know how to sell it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard as well. I heard that from
same thing with Mickey 17. They didn't know how to sell. It's like,
I heard that from somebody that saw a screener that was like too weird. Like it's PTA weird, which means not marketable. People aren't going to see this movie.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I mean, we'll see because Paul Thomas Anderson. People are gonna be like, oh, I'll go see that. But average audiences like. But going back to like when we first started, like I thought like I think the Academy would nominate this for a lot, including Best Picture.
I'm with you.
But I could see society being like, this movie is crap. This is porn. Like
dude,
it's still it's always there.
It'd have the same fallout that Anora had on social media, where people are like, our world is fucked up. We only care about porn. And it's like, man, sex is cool. Like, I don't know what you want to say. You know, what do you want out of this conversation?
Literally, one of the most famous slogans of all time, sex sells.
Let's see people fucking movies. Like, I don't, come on. It's not that hard.
Yeah. I know. I'm surprised Film Twitter hasn't, like, found this movie yet to be like,
I know, to like, you talk about movies, like, getting redeemed and reclassified, like, 20 years later and being, like, reclaimed. I agree with you. Like, there are movies out there that get, like, in the long run end up getting canceled, and I'm happy that Boogie Nights hasn't entered
like, I watched Boogie Nights. It's like
the echelon.
I think you're missing the point of the movie.
You're missing the point. Yeah.
It's like they're like, oh, you're glorifying this. Oh, really? Because they all end up doing. They all end up
so fucking sad.
Half of them die.
Yeah.
Half of them literally
they're having a cocaine bender in this room. Yeah. They have not left this room. They just did an entire bag.
Yeah. I love that line. I want to go for a walk. I don't want to go for a walk. Me either. Let's just stay here.
I love you, Mom. Oh, heartbreaking.
And like this movie is literally just like in these whole scenes too. Like he's editing it like you're on cocaine. Like the audience is also on 1,000,000%.
Again, we said it 100 times. It is Goodfellas. It is the car. It is the car run. It is the helicopter chase. This is what it is. Too. What the fuck does that mean? Catch 22, Bert. God, look at Scotty though in the background. He's like, he doesn't know what to do. He's always trying to defend Dirk.
He's always there, but he never like does the drugs with them.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's pan around. This is really sad. But I think an important thematic journey here from PTA to move to the suburban, corporate, everyday side of life, seeing that does still, there are still sad implications to working in an industry that you either
people deem bad.
People have a preconceived notion about. Exactly.
But his character's so good because it's like he's still gonna find a way to get this done.
Yeah.
Because it's always been talking about. And the way PTA has it get done is incredible.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Buck Swope. What a great name. I wonder if this is the best thing that Don Cheadle has been
like in. Her saying that, like, you did everything right. It's like, I did everything you're right. but just because I started in a couple pornos, that's why I can't get a bank loan. Like,
Yeah.
porn stars can definitely get bank loans today. Like, who cares?
I would hope, man. I would hope.
You're gonna deny every
Treat them
OnlyFans
equal,
star
you
a bank
know?
loan? Like, you
Yeah.
gotta respect the sex workers.
God, Don Cheadle's just like in the MCU for fucking 20 years. Tough beat.
Hey man, get that
That is
paycheck.
not
What I say with
good.
Tom Holland, man.
I
Hey,
know.
if you don't, like
I
get
know.
keep it getting paid 20 mil to start in Spider-Man. Don't turn that paycheck down.
Don't turn that down. Yeah. A little bit of Dirk in there. I'm an actor.
Mhm.
Feeling pride in the work that you've done.
Cut to the
Cut to this.
keeps looking in the camera. Look at all the VHS tapes now.
Stacks of
Look
VHSs.
how much more we can sell
Yep.
instead of film prints.
I mean, I really do think this is the best thing Don Cheadle has ever done.
Yeah. Because
I
he
don't see
got
how it's. I don't see how
Oscar
it's not.
nom. He didn't win for Hotel Rwanda. I think he just nom.
Just nominated, yeah. But I guess I haven't seen the movie, so I can't speak on that front.
Yeah, he's
So
been in the MCU for a while.
this is depressing. Jack walking through this warehouse
Even the music
full of
choice,
VHS. I know. It's very,
just
very
like so
sad.
somber. Like he doesn't even like care.
No words.
Oh, what does he say here? I wrote it down.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
No pride anymore.
Because the last time he's like when they were editing, it was like you've made it. This is a film, and now he's like,
Exactly.
that was it. It is what it is. Yep. And
And
then we
this
get
too,
the
like-
reveal that she has a kid.
This is such a great kind of a mouche bouche to what PT ends up doing in Magnolia, because we start the movie very isolated. We learn about each character. I know we have the big wonder, but we learn about each character pretty segmented, and then everybody comes together.
Mhm.
Now we're back into a very splayed idea. September 1983. Okay, we've already moved on 2 years.
Little Tarantino Tuesday morning there.
Yeah, very Pulp Fiction, exactly. And
Nothing like a good Ronald Reagan photo in the back. This is pretty on the nose of what's
yeah, what's happening in America? Exactly the way the country views values.
2 Ronald Reagan photos in this.
Exactly.
2 Ronald Reagan photos.
But now we're back to this idea of silo and isolation and everybody having to endure their hardships and journeys alone. And that is now the adventure that we're doing with these characters, which like is exactly what we end up doing in Magnolia. Like we end up learning these people are nothing without the other people.
And you have a female judge too.
Exactly.
As in, like, look, you don't have to be a porn star. You could be a judge with Ronald Reagan in the back. Like, it's so on the nose to be like,
it's such
this is what society wants you to be.
Uphold the values of
Ronald
America.
Reagan, former actor Ronald Reagan, B movie star. He made like a couple of good movies, but like, yeah, became the president of the United States, an actor.
Look what you can do.
Left Hollywood. Highly against porn, sex, drugs, which is ironic. Ironic to be who his wife was and whose wife. I'm not going to get into that, but I'll say Nancy Reagan was. Yeah, she had some couple nicknames in Hollywood, but I'll leave it at that.
Oh, interesting. I will say, like, I will admit here, I don't know nearly enough about the history of American politics, and I really want to know more. So this is a great
basically
springboard.
Nancy Reagan was against like drugs and sex and everything, and she did that a lot in Hollywood when Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, good for her. You only live once.
Hopefully, there's no Reagan shooters.
No Reagan heads in the pod right now. Yeah,
because Ronald Reagan's in a couple good movies. The King's Row is pretty solid. I think who's in that with him? But he was like everyone's like, oh, Hollywood. He's a B movie star.
Okay, let me ask you a question, not Reagan related. So
King's Row and Sheridan, yeah, that's who it was.
This
Ronald
scene,
Reagan.
They are married. They are now divorced, right? Julianne Moore and this fucking dirtbag guy who, quite honestly, looks like he could never pull Julianne Moore.
He looks like he's on drugs.
What's the backstory here? How did they hook up? Did they get married because they both were in the porn industry? Like, did they think that this
just
was
like
best?
a one night stand, maybe?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Pre porn.
Yeah. Okay. Could be. It could be a Dirk Diggler situation though. Like, it could just be that she got too attached to somebody within the industry and then ended up going too far. And
Mm-hmm.
she maybe hasn't learned her lesson. Like, is she still kind of engrossed by that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, this is so sad. You don't hear her crying.
Oh yeah.
Sunday, December 11th, 1983. Again, very Tarantino. I mean, this ahead of its time right here. This
Mm-hmm.
porn in the car, incredible stuff.
This is this is the OG bang bus.
Yeah, this is the birth of the bang bus right here. I was gonna say this is where it all started.
But look at him now. He's now shooting on video and he's in the
Mhm.
video.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
Ready
it's a
a
different type of
Freddy.
like almost a different type of filmmaking now. It's like a now you're like
Mhm.
shooting like almost like a documentary porn.
Yeah.
Different. We have video. We can go anywhere now. We have video. We don't have to
It's
have
portable. Yeah, we don't
camera,
have to have a
a
set.
camera on a thing. Yeah, we can shoot it anywhere.
I mean, I think like equally interesting, obviously, to all the themes that he's going for with porn and the sex industry and this idea of family values and like how we feel seen and how we identify with one another and ourselves. But like that idea is kind of layered with the change in mediums for shooting this. We move from film to
Mhm.
video, and I think that's actually more interesting because again, we revisit this idea of a changing culture in pretty much everything that he makes, especially Licorice Pizza, like the way that we go from selling waterbeds to opening a pinball store. Like
Mhm.
we have to navigate the changes and what sells. And
Mhm.
that is not always healthy for us. And I think that's really something PTA does very well.
Mhm.
God, this
Oh,
is so
Christmas again.
the
Jesus
Jesus
in the back.
Christ mural in the background is unreal.
Yeah. Well, then he cut to just an empty parking lot, like in the middle of nowhere.
This is so fucked up, man. This scene is so fucked up.
Yeah.
The Dodgers sticker is so out of pocket on that truck.
He's like two of them right there too.
Yeah.
Got the red jacket back on.
Yeah, the red jacket back on, trying to recapture some of the
But now
fame.
he's like, it cuts full circle to like it's 20 to like watch or like 10 to like just to
Mhm.
see. Cuts full circle back to
what he told Jack.
the beginning. The
Look
beginning
how
of the
fucked up
movie.
he looks. Like he is white
Oh,
as
yeah.
a ghost. We get that one.
High on coke.
It's not a spotlight anymore. It is a razor sharp, razor thin light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the high school guy, right?
Yeah, this is the high school guy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but these two scenes I was like talking about on Twitter too the other day. You have these two scenes before, and you think all of what's going to happen is going to come to a head in these two scenes.
You do.
But what really happens is the scene right after, and you're like,
And he brings in a brand
incredible.
new character. We have just spent
Yeah.
2 hours with all of the same people, and then PTA is like, fuck that. We're gonna put a new guy in. That's crazy.
Like you go like because the music in this whole scene too, and then it cuts to when it cuts to Don Cheadle going into the donut shop, and it cuts to just Christmas music, and you just
Yeah.
and then now you're about to have a. I mean, spoiler. I assume if you're listening to this, you've already
Yeah,
seen it.
you've seen Boogie
But-
Nights. I would hope.
If not, I'm sorry. You're about. To
If
get
this
a
is your
spoiler.
first time watching Boogie Nights with us, that means the world to me, really.
Like you go from like, oh, he's gonna go get some donuts after this basically almost. Like he basically starts to almost rape her.
Yeah.
And then he gets the
Violence.
shit kicked out of him. He gets the shit kicked out of him. Burt Reynolds is beating him, but he's really beating Mark Wahlberg.
Exactly.
He's kicking the shit out of Mark Wahlberg because that's happening at the same time. You get
Mhm.
all of that. They basically drive past each other. And then you get cut to Don Cheadle in a donut shop and a shootout happens. And you're like, this was leading to this shootout.
Yeah.
Like this shootout just happened out of nowhere.
This is where we were going.
Yeah, like this is what I remember from high school.
Yeah. God, the zoom on her face.
And that's when it's like
so
the zoom in on her
sad.
face and then she breaks like character. She's not roller girl now. She's like,
Yeah, she's Brandy.
yeah, she's like, fuck. She has her face right here. Like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I think it's really sad too, like the costume and the wardrobe. She's wearing a basically like some
The
form
Hollywood
of like
starlet.
lingerie.
The Hollywood starlet's lingerie. Yeah.
Exactly. But what was she wearing when we first saw her get with Dirk? She was wearing a normal outfit that she so ambitiously took all the way off in a split second. She has not
Yep.
removed any of her clothing right now.
Mhm. Yeah, because this guy's like, let me do my thing, and they're like, get him the fuck out of the car. Like,
Yeah. And
but
she like
even this, it's
she
like,
almost beats the shit out of him too.
yeah, even this. Well, she does. She's like fucking steps on his head with the roller skates and starts
Hmm.
kicking him that way. But like even like Jack can't even direct this guy. Like it's a different type of filmmaking. He's like it's more on the fly and
Yeah.
like
It's
basically
more
like
out
a
of your
documentary.
control.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can't control it. And then this obviously guy represents a sexually repressed
Yeah.
he's clearly likes this.
Exactly.
Yeah, but now but then he beats up Dirk because he hates himself. So he gets a group of
Yeah.
guys to beat up him, even though he
It's
hates what he's doing.
it is this next level of like really, really fucking sad people. Like
Mm-hmm.
the well just gets deeper and deeper the more that you dig. There's always somebody worse off out there.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I think what makes this movie so fucking good. It's like for the first half of the movie, it's like them making pornos and like drinking, hanging out. And then you cut to this, you're like, this is a completely different movie than what we just watched for the first
Yeah.
hour and a half. This last hour is
Yeah.
completely different.
The lead that you gave
Oh,
me hard
that
on
shot of
lady.
him,
Oh my god.
Burt Reynolds' look right
Yeah.
there, just
You
everyone
gave me
just
a
looking
hard
at
on
him
lady.
like
The least you could do is jack me off.
that's insane.
That's
But
fuck.
that's how terrible fucking men are. Like that.
Yeah.
Look at Burt Reynolds, dude. His face right there. Yeah,
He's
I would give you I'd give
disgusting.
you I'd give you an
Yeah.
Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here we go. Oh, right
Oh,
there.
that close up frame is
This, yeah,
unbelievable.
your films suck now anyway because you don't have Dirk anymore.
Yeah.
So now he's really beating the shit out of Dirk, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have it. You had cut back and forth between
Beats his
two people
ass.
getting the shit kicked out of him.
This is so terrible.
Like that cut right there, the close up cut, and then cutting in here, the same close up cut.
Yeah.
It's the same fight.
It's the same fight, exactly.
And the music in the back is just like a ticking clock. Like you're
It's
waiting for something
impending
big
doom.
to
It's
happen.
impending doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, one of these people is about to die. Let's say that's
Yeah.
how he's framing it. But it's not either of these people that's about to die.
Somebody else is gonna die.
Yeah.
It seems as exactly what you said. It
Like
seems
you
as
think
though
she's gonna do it.
these
You think
people are
she's
going
gonna
to
kill
die.
him. Yeah.
And
She's
we've
gonna
changed the roller
smash his
skates now.
skull in
They're not regular roller skates, they're silver skates.
with the red wheels.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh.
god, bro. Could you imagine
Again, like,
getting
yeah.
face like curb stomped with a pair of roller skates?
Mm-hmm. And this is what reminded like a Tarantino ending, like all this like
Yeah.
coming to a head, like everyone's like when you get to that shootout scene in the restaurant, you're like, dude, this is Tarantino, man.
Yeah.
But it's PTA. Yeah, like that impending doom music. Like someone's
is.
gonna die here.
Oh my god, Dirk, my guy. Down.
And it, like, isn't it happening right down the street? Because they drive the limo right past.
Right past. Wow.
I hope you fucking die, you shithead.
This representation of how volatile and violent the industry can be.
Yeah, because they speed away and
They
then
go
you see
right
the limo
past the
come
limo,
down.
right?
And then Don
It's like a
Cheadle
rent a
pulls
center in
into
the
that,
background.
pulls into the donut shop right there.
Oh my god. They just don't make movies like this
And then he
anymore.
goes
They
like
just
this, and
don't.
then whoop again.
Comes right in. Wow. Miss
And you're like,
Donuts.
but this is where it is. This is where it happens.
And noticeably too, in kind of like in opposition of the rest of the movie, in which we have very clear cuts in the soundtrack and the score that bring us to another song that leads us to more thematic relevance. Like this impending doom clock ticking score that we're getting right now, we have been getting for 6, 7, 8 minutes, has not stopped. We are in a totally different scene now, and the score has not cut off, which is incredibly unusual for this movie because it cuts every other time. And sometimes
Until,
three
right?
times in a single fucking scene. Right
And
here.
now it cuts to the Christmas music. But even that, it's like
Oh
the
man,
violence,
the most
violence now
impending thing
happens.
happening,
Yeah.
the
Violence
most doom thing happening. We don't get
with
that
a
score.
guy and his now pregnant wife. Like this is the violence now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you just watch him pick a 12 fucking dozen donuts.
Filmed from this angle is brilliant stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is like if I feel like if I were to ever make a movie, I know that PTA is ripping off Tarantino. He's ripping off Scorsese. He's ripping off all of these people. But
Mm-hmm.
like, you kind of rip this movie off. Like, you kind of take a lot of ideas from this movie because it is
Oh
so
yeah.
well done. I mean, he's taking Robert Altman things. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's putting it all together in a blender. But I feel like this is the movie that I would kind of use as like a text to be like, oh, that's an interesting way to think about framing something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Then here's the violence.
This is Pulp Fiction, though. That's the thing. This is
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
That dude even has the same hair as Dirk.
Exactly. Oh, Don Cheadle looks so sad.
This guy reading the Gun magazine.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny, dude. Oh.
So good. He's just like,
Yeah, this is awesome.
You're like, this is your most violent scene in the movie right here. Some guy getting donuts for his wife who's pregnant in the car outside.
Mhm.
After you just watched two people get the shit kicked out of them.
You're like, no, this is actually the worst thing.
Right here.
Oh my god. Because like genuinely, if this is your first time watching, you're like, what the hell is going to happen? Who is going to die?
And they just like
they all die except for Buck Swope.
But then it's amazing. Then then he just sees the money on the ground, and there's his
fate
money
presents itself.
Yeah, there's his fate.
Fate through violence, fate through whatever. I don't know. Divine intervention.
And then just the
blood on the white.
No one knows what happened. Yeah. Now I have my money.
He walks out of there with that money. The cops show up. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will have any idea what happened in the
There's no cameras there. It's the 70s or 80s. There's no fucking cameras in there.
Long way down. One last thing. This is pretty much our, in the
red door. The red door.
Yep. The red tank top. In the Brutalist, how we get an epilogue? This is essentially our epilogue here.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 2:05 runtime. We got a 2:35 runtime. We basically have 22 minutes, 27 minutes until credits roll.
And Alfred Molina comes in giving arguably the best performance of the movie.
Should have been nominated, quite honestly.
Yeah, like the red door, right? Like clearly something's about to happen. They're about to all go like die. The red, like right there behind him.
Look, I don't want to be that guy, but like that's Godfather color theory going on like right there where it's like, oh, oranges, look out. Like things are going down. It's the same thing. Happen.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
This constant steady cam revolving around them. Always focused on Dirk though.
Oh, then he cuts back. Boom. Cuts back again. Yeah, that's like they were porn stars, and now they're fucking robbing people.
Like, they're druggies and thieves now. Yeah,
druggies and thieves. Yeah.
So moral of the story. Porn industry.
Because like Philip Seymour Hoffman always sees like, sorry I interrupted you, but
no, go ahead.
He always sees like there is still that hope that Dirk will like come back. I'm still gonna be here.
He always holds that hope that I will get the Dirk that I fell in love with.
Because he never does the drugs. He never goes with them. He's just there.
So moral of the story is porn industry will either make you a drug addicted thief, a drug addicted lonely person, or almost dead, or dying or beat up on the streets. Like that's pretty much it.
Or
I know Buck is like the exception to that. Yeah, or in a shootout. Like you will always be surrounded by something that is kind of like going against the grain, going against the law. Mm-hmm.
And his most terrifying moment of his life in that shootout where 3 people just died and dude's brains are all over his face. his life changed because he saw the money on the ground that just start what he couldn't get the loan for.
That's awesome. That's cool. This is unreal Hollywood. That this part is in this movie.
That's cinema.
Is this? That's not Ving Rhames, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. Just double checking. I got to be careful. They're all wearing like these muted colors.
Mm.
Sister Christian starts playing. Oh, come on.
And this dude's just throwing firecrackers, which are clearly like gunshots. like, like,
It
this is
is
the
like,
most this is like Scarface right now. This is the most
yeah,
80s fucking drug addict, like dude's high on coke.
it is like to an extent. And I guess maybe I've never noticed it before. If like I refuse to like put my finger on it, it's like it is PTA totally telegraphing this movie. He
Mm-hmm.
telegraphs every scene, but which I find interesting because even though he telegraphs, like especially in this sequence right here, firecrackers on the ground, we can only assume where we're going. Even if you haven't seen this movie, you're like, okay, this is dangerous. Things are not good. Things are going
Yeah.
to end well. He telegraphs it, but it's still interesting. It's still intriguing. It still gets people to watch
Mm-hmm.
and be shocked when the outcome actually happens.
Yeah.
This break from Alvin Molina is iconic. The air drums.
Literally in one scene.
And they jump every time they hear a cracker too. That's a
Mm-hmm.
firecracker. It's crazy.
Because they're still high. They're still like, oh shit.
You have no
Oh
idea
shit.
what's going on.
Yeah, this soundtrack is so good in this movie.
It is so good.
Like they're flinching and he doesn't flinch at all when the firecrackers go off. Just
That really sucks that you found out that they used to print a vinyl and now it's really expensive because I really want this on
I'm sure
vinyl.
yeah.
Why
I'm
don't
sure
they reprint it?
sometimes
They reprint shit all the time.
Yeah. They probably will one day.
I have. Oh my god.
There you go. The gun.
That and then the cut to Reed, like look at him blinking, where he's like in live time
This shit's
processing.
real. Yeah.
Uh-oh, this is our life now.
This is a different type of drugs, baby.
Yeah, we are in a different world. And this idea is really crazy because like porn in the porn industry, no thank you, they all wave their hands. Porn in the porn industry is like again what you were saying against this American background of Reaganism and this idea of conservatism and like kind of neglecting all of those things because it's bad, but there's always something worse. This is worse. This is worse. There is no family here. This is all isolation and violence.
This dude's just a drug lord, literally.
Literally
in a row.
And I know he doesn't look like Dirk, but he's wearing the same style of underwear that Dirk wore in the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it's literally just you might as well just put a pound of cocaine in a mountain in front of him.
Yeah. It is Scarface, totally. The way they all jump every time is crazy.
Yeah.
Is that silver?
Some Russian roulette.
Jesus. Sir, he calls him sir. Oh my god.
Dude,
I think in this moment, like as an audience member, you obviously realize this, but I think Reed has realized this. I think Dirk is realizing this in lifetime too, of like this is fucked. This is really fucked. This is a real psychopath.
Yeah.
He's playing fucking Russian roulette in front of them. Give me a break.
Himself. And like I forget Thomas Jane's character's name, but he isn't like really like they're both scared and he's just kind of leaned back, being like,
yeah,
all right, I think this is when it's coming up. I need to get what's under your bed. And then it's like, okay, I know what you guys are here fucking for. We're gonna have a shootout again.
Jeez.
Dude, he's fucking so good in this scene. Just so drugged up.
It is too. Like I hate. Oh man, the way the music cuts.
My awesome mixtape number 6. Again, a new vinyl's gone. Now it's tapes.
It's so uneasy though. That's so uneasy because the music cuts and you think, oh my god, we've ruined what has been good. He something is now going to set off. Something is now going to set him off. We hear a firecracker, and then Jesse's girl starts playing. Unbelievable.
Yeah, like now, like we had always seen throughout the movie them putting the record on, and now it's a tape.
Exactly. Yeah. Even the style of the home, right?
Yeah, it's like an exotic home.
Exactly. You're talking about a totally different interior. It's a stone rock,
Hmm.
rough interior, opposed to Jack Horner's very 70s laden, wood stripped
Hmm.
home.
This is the most 80s home I've ever seen in my
Yeah. Oh
life.
yeah. This is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, kind of a
Yeah.
home.
It's like as long as the music's playing, I think we're good.
Exactly. No, that's totally what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. It's like, oddly enough, the music makes a sense of solace. The music is like a
Hmm.
sense of safety and happiness.
Hmm.
And I get so scared. Like, I know what's going to happen in the next few minutes, and I'm still petrified of what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
This is like when I think this is when he like kind of snaps out of it. He's like so drugged up right now.
And we just hold on him, even though we know something much more
Yeah.
interesting is happening on the other side of the camera.
Hmm. I think this is the moment he realizes like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Do you think this is the moment he
Yeah.
realizes like this is
Like
what it's
right there,
become?
like he kind of it's like he almost snaps out of it. Like we need to get
He
this fuck
starts
out of
looking. He
here.
darts his eyes. Right. He looks around.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
almost like
Not
it
right
wore
there.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is when he's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then Thomas Jane's like, I don't give a fuck.
He's like, I need the drugs.
Yeah. It's probably
And the
like
way
fucking heroin or
the
something.
music is so loud in the scene too.
Hmm. Then you shoot him by himself too. Like
Jeez.
he's cool with them because it's like we're just gonna go. He's like, oh come on guys, stay. We'll be fun. We're gonna party.
Yeah.
Now
It's
it's
scary
getting
that he knows
pushed
where it
in.
is, though. That's the thing. That's what's
Yeah.
really scary.
And now you shoot Alfred Molina opposite. Like he's not in the frame with them anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's separate.
Only him. Now
You're
we've
gonna try to
split the
fucking rob
relationships.
me, dude. Yeah. Like three different opinions on about what's about to happen right now. He wants the money or the drugs. They
Yeah.
want to get the fuck out of here. Alfred Molina is about to fucking defend himself.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
so oh Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow, got him. He
dude, the
runs to the
double.
bedroom.
Yeah. The double fucking
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood comes out in
crazy.
2019, obviously. Tarantino, PTA kind of rip each other off a little bit here. Pulp this, then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hmm.
I only bring that up because this is so coded at the very end when they go to the house and Austin Butler goes to steal what
Hmm.
is in the home, right? And we get this inevitable shootout that doesn't necessarily feel disjointed, but it does feel like a true epilogue. It does feel like a true
Hmm.
like a little bit removed from the main core of the story that we've been
What
doing
we've
for
been
two
doing the whole
hours.
time. Yeah.
Exactly. It's really interesting.
It's almost like a this is what might have happened. We don't know type of
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Really interesting.
Fucking shotgun.
Jesus. Come on, you
he's literally
puppies.
he's literally fucking Scarface. Like he's literally shooting the shotgun.
Again, the hard cut on the score. Hard cut on the music.
Mm,
That car gets busted.
dude, crazy.
Living in the hills. This is very Licorice Pizza here with the broken car going down
Hmm.
the Hollywood Hills. Or I guess, you know, the Valley Hills. Wouldn't know, don't live
Yeah.
there.
There's hills everywhere. They call them the Hollywood Hills, but
Deliver.
the hills don't even are over Hollywood. Then they're over like Beverly Hills. Yeah, there's so many
Okay.
hills.
Kind of a relief. Like
Yeah.
Dirk and Reed made it out unscathed.
But it's great. It's like now it's like that's the end of that. Like he's not gonna come after
Yeah.
them. Like whatever.
Right.
Yeah, they're gone now.
That's the end.
Of course.
I mean, come on. This is
Of
Licorice
course.
Pizza, right? He
Yeah.
revisits this in Licorice Pizza.
Yeah. Which is
But under much
arguably
different
the best scene in that
circumstances.
movie.
Under
Arguably the
much,
best scene in that movie.
I would agree. I would agree with you. Under less strenuous circumstances, which is interesting because like they just filled Bradley Cooper's house with water and they're running
Mhm.
away from him and he tries to come after them. Yeah.
We've come full circle. He has nothing now.
I
We
mean, yeah.
started.
The sun has risen, another day shines upon Dirk, and he's less of a man than he was the day before.
And he's sober now. And where's he at?
Yeah. Tank top only has a
Oh
few
shit.
inches of red, not a full red tank. Where he is? Where
He
is
goes
he?
right back. He knows exactly
We
where he
shall
is.
see.
And what I love about this too, when he confesses or like basically says like I'm sorry to him,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see Burt Reynolds at all. Like you don't see his face until
Because it's
he's
not
like,
right. Because it's
yeah,
not about
until
Jack.
he's
It's
like, it's
about a
fine.
catharsis for Dirk.
He's been waiting for this whole moment for him to come back. Like that's all he
Exactly.
wanted you to just come back, man.
My boy. My boy
Yeah.
Dirk Diggler.
Like you don't see it. You don't see Burt Reynolds at all until he speaks and is like, yeah, like you're good.
Like I said, PTA's blocking is
Mm-hmm.
pretty unbelievable in terms of like the
For
thought process
27,
that goes
yeah.
behind it.
Just dude, like you just see some directors like, all right, this guy was born to make movies.
Yeah. How do you think he got a performance like this out of Mark Wahlberg? Like a 27-year-old, how old is Mark Wahlberg in 1997? Do you know? Because like at that point they've got to be like
He's
close to
definitely he
equals.
could be the same age as him. Probably was maybe 25.
Let's see.
Because Wahlberg's
Mark
what now?
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg's got to be 50 now. No.
So his movie comes out in 97.
Yeah, probably filmed 96.
Okay,
I
probably
always
filmed
did a
it in.
year
Yeah,
before.
I agree. So Wahlberg is born June 5th, 1971. So at this point in time, he is 25
26,
years old,
25,
26 years
25.
old.
Yeah.
They are peers.
Mm-hmm.
They are of equal age. That's interesting to me. That's fascinating.
And look at it, he's the baby, the mother.
Yeah. And again, like this is so Magnolia.
Mm-hmm.
This is so Magnolia here.
He needs his mom and
He needs his
dad.
mommy. His mom and dad that raised him, and he needs to feel
Mm-hmm.
comfort in their arms
It's
physically,
almost like
literally.
he's a baby now. He's like a newborn, and he's basically becoming a new person again. He's got that detox going.
Wow.
I
And
love how
this
they
this
play. It's like,
this to me is so PTA coded where it's just like,
yeah,
ah, you thought that was it. This is
yeah.
it.
And you're like, is he still an actor or is he finally opened up his shop?
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's like, but
Word.
you know where, but as an audience member, you know where the money that came from to
Yeah,
start that.
exactly.
You know
You
where it
know
came
where
from.
that came from.
Hmm.
Awesome to see Scotty J
And he
helping
just
out
never
with
said
Amber,
anything.
going
Yeah,
back
now
for her
she's going back to
GED.
GED. She's done with porn.
I don't think it's a coincidence that this guy in the right looks like Mark Wahlberg a little bit. I think we've got a kind of a little
And we got to get this fucker.
this fucking guy.
I'm gonna say that's Harvey Weinstein. Fuck Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck that guy. The reveal, the sign.
Hmm.
You mentioned it, but like we're right back where we started.
On the nose song. God only knows where I'd be without you.
Yeah.
Goes back to them being the family again. Dude, the
Did they spell
budget?
it wrong? Yeah, it's
I
supposed to
wanted
be
to
a G.
forget the the music budget, man. I couldn't fucking imagine what it
I
was.
can't imagine getting the rights to all of these songs today. Redoing Magic,
Yeah,
yes, it's so cool.
so good.
But okay, let me ask you this question then. As we're wrapping up here, and as this song plays, do you think this is real? Do you think this is PTA saying they would not have
That's what I'm
seen this
saying.
individual success without what they went through in the porn industry?
Because you
Right?
said, it's like the epilogue. It's like, this could have been what happened after that scene,
It
or they all
is
died.
it is so brutalist coded. It is
Yeah,
so brutalist coded to me, where it's
yeah.
just like the destination is the journey. It is not
Mm-hmm.
it is not the journey. You know?
Mm-hmm.
No,
He's
don't
back there
cuss,
filming.
sweetie. Oh yeah, he's filming on tape.
Yeah, like you could see it as like another fantasy of like this is what again like this is what
Yeah,
could have happened to him. I don't
you
know.
could, you could.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're shooting one last film.
Wow. Getting the
Back to
gang
the
back
red.
together. Yeah. Back to the red. His hair in this movie is impeccable.
Oh yeah. I was gonna
Every
comment on
scene.
that earlier. It almost looks fake, like the way it is, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
not. It's just he gels it so much that it's just probably so hard,
Just like
but it just
it's like
looks fake.
frozen there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Roller
2 hours and
girl.
23 minutes. We're almost out of here. I just want to say this has not felt like 2.5 hours. This has not
I
felt like
know.
2.5 hours.
Hey, this is fun, isn't it?
This is
This is
great. This is a
fun.
blast. I try to be a little bit more observant of when I am drinking. Usually it's on the weekends or any, I usually only have like one or two beers as it is.
Mhm.
I'm on my second beer of this watch. I'm having just a great
Yeah,
time on this
great time.
Tuesday evening.
Like I told you earlier, it's a lot easier when I have someone with me as opposed to me doing this myself.
Sure. Yeah. I do just want to give a shout
I
out
don't know
real quick.
how.
Shout out to Van. Just replied to my Instagram story and said my boys. So I think
Nice.
Van sees
Did
us.
he did he end up winning his have
No,
they posted that yet?
Van lost his episode of the Movie Guy
Wow.
podcast. Unfortunately, lost to Gooch of
Wow.
Lights Camera Barstool. I'll just say, oh my God, R.I.P. William H Macy, the
Yeah, yeah.
mural in the hallway.
The mural of him.
I will say Gooch of Barstool Sports and the movie podcast over there. He's got his hive. He has his following. So it's a little bit of an unfair advantage, but it's okay. This haircut on Julianne Moore, astounding.
It's almost like they just Big Lebowski. They just made it
They
shorter
did.
in the length.
Yeah.
Keep that. I could see the Coens loving this movie.
Oh, totally.
They
I think
probably would say this is their favorite
only other
PTA.
time that she is called Foxy in this movie, in the very beginning, in the very end.
Foxy. You look foxy.
Foxiest bitch in this whole world.
Mirror to her. Cuts
A
the
mirror
mirror
to
to him. I
her,
think.
cuts the mirror to Dirk. How do we see ourselves? How do we view ourselves? Are we proud of the work and the legacy that we have left?
It's almost like did they go back and make one last masterpiece of a porno?
Exactly.
And he's like Miami Vice now. Like he's
He really is, yeah.
but now he's so much more confident in his lines.
Yeah.
Compared to the first scene.
Can you
When he
be
was
remembered
gonna
for
do it.
something? Can you be remembered for something that you make so successfully so early on in your career? It's so it's like it's PTA inflecting himself in this movie of whatever I do in the future, will this be remembered?
Yeah.
Will Dirk ever be
Like-
remembered for the good stuff that he made? Probably not.
Like will this be my Jaws? Will this be my Pulp Fiction?
Exactly.
Because Jaws was the third Spielberg film.
That's
Like
pretty crazy.
it wasn't his first movie. People think it was, and he'd been directing along.
Yeah,
lot of
because he
TV
did
stuff
like a
before
straight to
that.
movie TV before that, or straight to TV
Yeah,
movie.
I consider they consider Duel his first film.
Yeah.
It's a TV movie, but they consider it his first. But he had been directing. He directed Joan Crawford in an episode of television. Like
That's
he had been doing
nuts.
it for a bit.
Yeah.
But Jaws is obviously what made him
Yeah.
the guy. Gave him Final Cut forever. But yeah, like this is his second movie. Tarantino's second movie was Pulp Fiction.
Exactly.
And
Something
that's
about that
probably
second
the
movie.
most famous Tarantino movie is Pulp Fiction.
I don't think that holds anymore. I think that era of second movie magic is gone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's back to being Brock Landers, which I think is
Here we
hilarious.
go.
Here we go, the reveal.
Spotlight on the dick.
But and the camera doesn't move. We don't
No.
give a shit about his face. We want to see his dick.
No.
This
This is
is
when you're just like, oh,
I
okay.
get it. I get it. I am a
You're
star.
like, yeah, I am a star.
Very Pearl and X coded.
Yeah. But is he the star or is his dick the star? His dick's the star.
Right. What is determining that? What is his identifying quality? Where is his brain in that?
Then he does
And he goes
that.
back to the karate. And he bows to
Oh.
himself.
What a film. It's like, again, you completely forgot about his dick. Like, and you finally see it and you're like, oh, yeah, that's what this movie was about.
Yeah. Well, we just spent the whole last hour not worrying about Dirk's dick. That's the thing. Wow.
Crazy.
Incredible.
What a film. This podcast is hosted and edited by Pat Brennan. That's me, with intro and closing music by Patrick Baxter.